track. This I tell you, brother, you can't have one without the other. Love and marriage, love and marriage, love and marriage, love and marriage. It's a life you can't get rid of. The local Filipinos here, and they will say is elementary. Try to separate them. It's an illusion. Try, and you will only come to this conclusion. Love and marriage, love and marriage, love and marriage, love and marriage go together like a carabao and trike. This I tell you, brother, you can't have one without the other. Life isn't easy with Heidi, Heidi. American wife, so uptight, so uptight, so uptight. George tries but sometimes cries, but they love each other. You cannot deny married life like no other. Love and marriage, love and marriage, love and marriage, love and marriage go together like a carabao and trike. This I tell you, brother, you can't have one without the other. Love and marriage, love and marriage, love and marriage.
Hey, good morning. Here's George having his breakfast. I made him some gravy, rice, and eggs. He's actually woke up. He's actually
really good.
Mhm.
Look, I have a big cup.
George is displaying our new merch, Big Cock Express. Don't let Mary have that. And we're doing our Three's Company Drunkard Edition mug with New Woman, and boom! Wait a minute, hold on. I get so messed in sex. I'm bringing sexy back. What? Oh.
How come I get tater?
I don't know, but why are you leaning on your pillow?
She gets
for
a
comfort?
Filipino. I got
tater tot. I can't do it with my hair. You know what? My hair did better before I actually washed it. And I know it doesn't sound right, but even in hair school and hair, you shouldn't wash your hair every day. It makes it fall out, it dries up and everything else. But usually I do it about every other day. And it seems like when I wait that extra day, it's not so dry, and I use a good shampoo. It just dries out because of the water here. Good morning, good morning. Today we will flat out say we are covering Symbology 101, still in class. Do just eat your food and let me. It took us several days to go through these videos. Months ago, you guys have asked us about this adventure gym in Asia, Asian adventure gym. This has got to be one of the craziest province stories I've heard. Just a little bit.
Do you guys have Tums?
I mean, Filipino and Filipino shit gets kind of out there. And Peachback Mountain had a story. But if this guy could hit every pothole along the way of retirement and life in the Philippines as an expat, this bitch hit it. He got like 10 points probably in the first few months. Anything and everything that could have happened. This is like the soap opera situation. I believe it's somewhere in Negros. He tries to say it's somewhere between Dumaguete and San Carlos, which is over by Calvin. 53-year-old Jim. Okay, could be 54 because I watched some of his videos from 8 months ago. He's been through everything, Dexel and Jim. And we originally had the video of the fight outside, like where the family came up to the gate and she's out there arguing and the kids out there arguing. And somebody sent it to us. We were like, it's just a family squabble. And then the kid got his noggin cracked open. He called it brain surgery. Later, he said they had to do something to his head. I don't know if that was extensive to call it outright brain surgery and recovered in 2 weeks. You know,
I don't think so.
a lot of people have their opinions on this channel, how much of it's exaggerated. I know one thing. I think they're both loony. I'm just going to call crazy for crazy because
what I'm saying is, if somebody hits you with an object, unless that object penetrates and actually injures the brain,
hi Sarah, hey
then
Bruce,
in all probability it's not brain surgery.
I think he exaggerated. But the reason I say this is this story today will be so full of drama and jealousy. Like, I guess he took money out of an ATM near a honeypot. Honeypot's a honeypot or hive pot or something. I didn't know that they were a chain here or something, unless they named the hotels. But supposedly he did, and he got accused of cheating. So she's always saying he's cheating. It's like almost in every video, I've been accused of cheating. What do we usually say about people who constantly accuse of cheating? I can't say that about you because I know I know you too lazy to go out and cheat. That's what I know.
Now,
George is taking a nap.
Heidi's jumping the gun here, so I don't think we should. Do you want me to say something about that now? I mean,
probably. We've got 2-3 hours to fill.
First off, well, no. I didn't want to jump the gun. Now, here's the thing. The thing is, most people. That's why again, like I said, I keep talking about this channel that I will never disclose, but he's got money, whatever, and he talks about stuff. And what I like about him is the naivety of the host. My point is when somebody says certain stuff, for example, oh, you're cheating this, you're cheating that, oh, you're stealing this, you're stealing that, oh, you this, you that. Accusatory people. The reason why they're accusatory is because that's where their mind is. It's kind of like you know, when somebody makes a dirty joke and somebody laughs and you don't get it. It's literally the same thing. It's because they're there. Because they're just as dirty as whoever said the joke. Point being is
there's a good chance that could be what she's doing.
Right. I'm not saying she is, but there's a very good chance.
Or it could be what he said. He has found, and others in Dumageddon, they all sit around talking about how immature Filipinas are, how they're always jealous, how they're always in their phone, how they're
some. It's no different than the U.S.
Okay, I'm just saying more so. I get that, but when you marry a woman that's even 5 years younger, there's a good chance, and they're absolutely bored out in the province. How come, whether they have a YouTube channel or not, I keep hearing the immaturity level of the Filipinos? I'm not saying it's all of them. It seems to be tempo, and the jealousy thing goes a long way on different levels. But they first met in between and all that. Now, there could be a reason he's always in on her phone. But the whole point is he says he's with her. He says he's not with her. He's been living in the U.S. He has these legal issues. There's house issues. And so we'll fully get into this because this is a man that has never been married before. He said he had his black times. Right. He was drinking. He dated a lot of women in the U.S. Right. His first marriage, he marries a woman with 4, seems to be adult-like kids. These are kids probably over the age of 12 or whatever. And she was never married,
and
supposedly.
Just real quick, again, I'm not being a jerk or anything or anti-jerk or whatever. Point being is, again, now you are. I what?
Nothing.
All I was gonna say is, in my personal opinion, in my observation, as far as behavior is concerned, I don't think he's cheating.
Okay, well, I was trying to go through more of the whole setup, and like you said...
That's why I asked you if you want me to go in it now, because I think you're jumping the gun, but since you said go ahead, I'm trying to finish my arguments that he... Point being is, first off, I'm really impartial, because I could care less. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect Heidi. It doesn't affect anybody I know. Point being is he telling the truth? Now,
hey, Bill.
I'm not being anti-Filipino and I'm not being anti-expat, but
that's what I'm here for.
Behavior point is, by his behavior, I don't think he's cheating. And to prove the fact, what does he have on his arm?
Oh, I'm going to get to that. Going into that is
so hold on to that. That's the bottom line. Is, again, I'm not trying to take sides here. I never have been. I'm never that kind of person. Because if I'm the kind of guy that you're like, oh, okay, the cops are here. Remember, I didn't steal this, and then like, dude, you just talked to the wrong person. But you get the picture. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Where to start now? He's been never married. She allegedly was never married with 4 adult kids. When he found her, she was so stereotypical Filipina. He was so stereotypical American guy. And yes, Bill, we've heard that he's an egotistical, narcissistic, alleged. I have to say that. I mean, it's evident he's into himself and how much he works out, and he doesn't wear any shirts on all of his thumbnails, and how he talks about health. But in 2-3 videos back, he ate an entire pizza. If Heidi ate an entire fucking pizza, you all would call me a hog for a week. Okay, but it's okay for Jim to eat the entire pizza. It doesn't matter if you're overweight or not. You shouldn't eat like a glutton to begin with. That's a lot of freaking food and calories. Point is the man, I don't even say he even gives advice on his channel, because he basically just bitches and rags. Bitches and rags. There's no backing to what he says. He's been bitching about the family forever. This is a guy that at one point 2 Christmases ago, she lied about their wedding ring, and he thinks she pawned it because she came up with it in a 24-hour period after he mentioned it. She sold the motorcycle from under him, and when he found her on Facebook church group. Yeah.
You probably want to highlight this one.
Okay, well, give me a minute on this. Again, I'm trying to get the Facebook point where she lived. I'll get to your statement here, Bill. He found her on Facebook group in 2019. He went to go see her. Pandemic locked people down, because the beginning of 2020, me and George started dating in 2019 at the end of the year. We were within X amount of time. I'm not going to go through the time frames of the pandemic, but he ended up getting locked down, and he had only seen her once. And the whole situation, he said, when he found her, basically she was pretty much butt naked on a carabao, according to his way around the story. He gave the description of her. She lived in a nipa hut.
Wait.
With little to nothing.
She was butt naked on top of something big and black.
Carabaos are big and black. I know your bush on the front of you is big and black.
It's a lot of bush.
Anyway, so she lived in a nipa hut, like with nothing. He said, he described it. This is all coming from him, just like Peachback Mountain told their own freaking stories. Butthurt, I'm sure, that this guy takes the time from traveling back and forth to the Philippines, and that he runs a business building houses and construction and all this, and he works out and he does all these freaking things, but he does a YouTube channel. When he gets to the Philippines, he starts multi-business. I know I'm going around it. Just stay with me on this one. And then we're going to talk amongst ourselves on this. So let me get back to the part of where he found her in a nipa hut with her 4 kids and other family members on family land, which later he will build a house on. Okay. He trusted her. So there was some sort of trust broken right there. The fact she said it was her land. Yeah. As soon as they get through the, what do you call that? They split the land up or whatever. Both of her parents are dead. They built the first cardinal sin. He built a house, and then he put it on YouTube about building it, and he built it on the land that had not even been settled. He had to do a right-of-way path, and he put rocks down so he could take his motorcycle out of there. He's going on about how boring it is out there, and they're going to start a business, and they need something to do. And then the biggest story that came off of his channel is how family members, at some point, he got into a fist fight with him, threw beer bottles, pinned him down, the corruption with the cops and not being able to get his mail, and how bad things are out there. But at one point, he was giving the advice, hey, it's the best place to find women. If you're fat, if you're ugly, if you're this and that, go out and get these women, because in the province, nobody turns you down situation.
Well, technically, no, not really.
Probably,
well,
yeah.
Okay. In all fairness to provincial women, a lot of them will, but
It's
you have a higher probability
like out
of
in
success.
the country in the United
But
States,
just
or
real quick,
in the Middle East or somewhere. Yeah, I
right.
mean,
But the issue I have with this story is when Heidi says right away. I forgot the Western term. They don't use the word right away.
Oh, you talking about? Yeah, that's crazy because
No,
people don't. Sorry, they don't realize the land. Is that what you're going to get to? Is how the land is divided like rice fields, and there's no way to get to it but to walk to it to get to your plot of land,
now,
like the Ozarks.
Guys, again, I haven't been in the U.S. in a while.
5 years.
So that's Heidi.
5 years.
What I'm saying is,
say hello.
I'm not. I don't remember if they call it right away. Right away is a piece of land that you're not allowed to build anything on at all. And the reason why is this is land reserved for the government for them to build sewers and infrastructure and that kind of stuff. Now, the reason why I brought this up before Heidi keeps going is because, to my understanding, from his words, not mine, I'm not making this up, I could have sworn he says he built something on the right of way, which you're not supposed to.
No, he built it right there. And I didn't watch his building video. I seen the thumbnails, but he's told so many different things. Like he said in one of his videos early on, he wished he would have watched YouTube to understand these things. And just a couple videos back, he said something. I thought he mentioned, maybe I didn't hear him right. Geo and Paul, because he's one of the Dumageddon. At one point, he did live in Dumageddon.
But what I'm saying,
like,
now, first off, I'm not sure if he's saying the right terminology. But here in the Philippines, when they say right away, I believe
that might have been what I said.
I believe no. I heard it with his own words.
Okay.
That he built something on it. That's what I'm saying. That you don't build anything on a right of way. Now, whether he's using the wrong terminology or I am, again, you're not supposed to build that. Same thing in the U.S. There's neighborhoods that you own the lot, but you're not allowed to go past your lot, and then there's this big empty, like a good 15-foot space in between.
It tends to be like in the Ozarks. They sold 18-acre plots of land back in the 90s when I lived out there, and we could buy it for $100 a month. And I lived on the 17 acres. I had the farm and everything, and that's when I got bit by the brown recluse. Yes, some of that land you had to cross over, and you had to ask the people. But usually out there, they would just say, "Do it." But it seems to be here. You could have it there. They want money. They want something.
But usually when they say right away, it's government land that you're not supposed to build on because that's for light poles.
Supposedly
sewers, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, supposedly it's her father's land, and both her mom and dad had passed. But he made sure to let people know that she had nothing. He was really, and like I said, maybe this is where the egotistical and narcissistic, because some of the stuff he does is outright. There's one thing to have confidence. It's another thing to keep talking about how much you've done for somebody and you keep running it into there and how bad off they were. And some of the things he says, because his recent video, here's the funny thing. We put this live up, I think, hours ago. And then all of a sudden he just released another video today. And he only releases them every so often. But one of them, he's at his construction site, but all he does is rag on his wife and rag on, I get people want to hear what's going on. And we cover other expats to let you guys know, because like he said, I wish I would have watched a YouTube video where somebody would have said something. Yeah, well, here it is. You know what I mean? And we don't like to, we've avoided this one for a long time till it came back up again. But let me tell you a little bit more. So when he found her, she had nothing. And then he came here, and then I don't know the full thing about the marriage, but supposedly they've been married for 7 years. He calls his own life a drama. He calls his own life a soap opera. So no surprise, just like Peachback Mountain. What is their real channel name? This group here, Three's Company. We'll just call them Three's Company. We'll just call them Three's Company. They put their lives out there. They deceive the people that they're married and that's his baby. And
well, see, that's the thing.
They did it themselves, and then later they want to turn around.
They're like attacking us, and we're like, "What are you talking about? You guys are the one that."
And I'm sure Dexa will come back and be like, "Well, I don't know why they're covering it, bitch. You know why we're covering you." Because you made a hell of a mess. So let's start with you built on property that belongs to the family that hasn't even been settled, probably. Okay. Then you went out to the province to find a girl that won't care about any of your flaws. You even mentioned you had a dark past, and alcohol seemed to be one of them. Somebody just mentioned that. You're a contractor businessman, and at one point you said you got tired of the game in the United States because of how corrupt the construction and people not working. And during the pandemic, like a lot of people in small businesses, it was hard to hire people. That's something we learned. Right. It was not easy.
So I assume you're talking about Jim now.
Yeah, I'm back to Jim.
Sorry, guys. They kind of blend in. They kind of like.
Well, I think I did make the switch where I said just like this guy, and then went on.
What I'm saying is, guys, did you guys notice the pattern? What I'm saying is, they're so similar.
Should I put George out of his misery by the end of this life?
Whoa.
Oh, it's only got the little dot there. Nothing came up. Right. So let me shake it harder.
What I'm saying is, you guys see the pattern here?
Oh, I see a pattern. All right.
All right. Now. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. Go ahead.
Yeah, because you're worried about. Hold on. What does it say? Oh shit! It says absolutely. I should see.
That's cool.
That's cool. Anyways, back to the sadness here. So he thought he would come here and do construction. I guess he had the Armstrong fever. Armstrong fever. That's what he said. He thought he would come here and try that kind of stuff. So what does he do out of boredom? He says that he started a sorry store, and he had the laundromat. At one point, the business didn't work. He put the laundromat back at the house, which I don't know how that actually worked, because he said they were bored and had to do something. They had the piggery, but she was selling little pigs. He said they should have kept them and fed them. She was selling.
I mean, they don't get baby back ribs from big pigs, just saying.
Yeah, but when you only had 3 or 4, they had no stock. It wasn't a big one, so they're getting rid of the only stock.
No. Okay. Again, I'm not going against Heidi or whatever this Jim guy is saying. You guys have to remember, it's kind of like this. It's very customary for Filipinos to say something like, "I'm giving you guys the Filipino side. I could care less what you guys think or what anybody thinks. But here's the thing. This is how Filipinos think. And that's the reason, or rather, most of the reason why I'm like right here by my, me and Heidi are doing this channel, because I'm letting you guys know how it really is.
And someone who's lived in both places.
Right.
So besides
I've lived in the U.S., I'm very, very well versed. You guys can talk shit even in the modern lingo,
correct.
In American terms, and this. Talk to me, and I can still understand you. Point being is, here's the thing. Now I get you can have like a menu where you're at. It's your business. I get it. And then, okay, well, just an example, guys. Just an example. Although this is real. I'm telling you real examples in your terms. Oh, well, we have the Big Mac for, $20. And then the Filipino walks up to the counter and says, well, I only have 10. Can you do that? Well, we can do the Big Mac meal for $10, but you're going to lose the fries, you're going to lose the drinks, and probably have the burger. My point is some Filipinos, or rather a lot of Filipinos, especially in their area, which is a provincial, far out area, they can't afford a full-blown freaking pig. They can afford a piglet.
All right, I got that. What I was trying to make a point of is normally you wouldn't. It means they didn't know what they were doing. I
understand what you're talking about, but again, I'm not saying whether she or he has the business sense for it or the cultural sense for it.
You're just trying to say it's okay to sell the piglet because that's all. No.
I'm telling you what she's thinking.
Okay.
Again, I could care less what they do. It doesn't affect me. But point being, I'm just letting you know that's what she's thinking.
Okay.
Because it's a cultural thing that even if you have set prices, I'm going to be honest with you, Filipinos will barter you.
Oh, there's a lot more going out in this province.
No. I get that.
The further out, in my opinion, you go, it could be the more corrupt and people trying to take advantage.
No.
He just got taken advantage of recently.
Stop. I'm not arguing with that, but I'm letting you know right now. I could care less to get. First off, it's no skin off my back whether who I defend on here, because I'm not defending anybody. I'm just telling you how it is. Point being is that's how it is.
Okay.
Now, if you swap another Filipina on in her shoes, they'll probably do the same thing. That's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
Whether you agree with me or not, I'm sorry, but point is, now here's the thing. I'm not saying I'll do it. I won't, because I have more business sense than that. But you guys get the picture.
Okay. So the piggery was done, didn't seem to do well. He goes back and forth between the US, and somewhere in the time frame of this channel that's been up probably for about a year, there was a bad fight. There was a video that circulated that said he was done with her. It showed there was a fight at the family house. They showed up at the gate. Well, they're all living somewhere on the same land because it all belongs to the dead parents. The family's out there screaming and cussing. We're not going to save every single video that we were sent. And the video did exist. I tried to go through his account and look for it to see if he actually had it somewhere. Somebody had it. And he's with the camera talking shit in the background. He has her out there. And I think the son, this isn't the incident where it happened, but I guess they're out there screaming. And I don't think it was the actual incident, but there was like ruckus going on. And he sends her out to deal with stuff. And I was telling George the other day, I could see it if I just needed you to translate or whatever. But when there's someone out there like all rowdy trying to rip down your fence and everything, you kind of need a man out there too. So he's got the kid and the wife out there dealing with it. But
okay, now what Heidi's saying is this guy seems to be all macho and stuff. But
yeah, he beat up another Filipino at some point, and because he said he was being attacked by 4 guys.
What she's saying is, if there's rowdy crowd out there, even if I knew it was for Heidi knows I'd be the first one out there.
Right. So I didn't understand that situation of him behind the camera, except for I know it wasn't to protect the American and keep him hidden, because he's been out in the open during all the business, during all the selling, the dealing, the building the house, that fight where he was pinned down, always in town, always going places. The whole point is he hasn't hidden. Like sometimes you want to be low key as an expat. There are times and places in all foreign countries to be low key.
Since you went that path, why don't you tell them what happened?
You're talking about the incident of first off, he's got his videos all over the place. I can only do part of it.
It has nothing to do with us. What I'm saying is, all right, he's fragmented at best.
I'm going to play clips, okay, where he has mentioned some of the stuff. So it's kind of a mix on it. It's not going to show video.
And again, we don't dig up this stuff. We're watching and we're like, did you just say that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he built a house, built a sorry store. He's paying for all 4 kids' college in this. He's constantly ranting how she's a jealous wife and going through his stuff. He said currently hasn't talked to her in about a week. And so I get why I'd be upset if you didn't talk to me for a week at a time. And then all of a sudden, she's screaming you're cheating. Now that might be a reason, but she's always screaming about cheating.
I don't talk to Heidi a week on a daily basis.
Hush, boy. That's true. He just doesn't talk to me all day, which is very immature of you as a Filipino. Oh, sorry. Might be in your DNA.
It's called being facetious.
It's kind of the same as they would say that I'm a Karen and a bitch and a boss bitch is because I'm American. It's the same with this shit of Filipinos being passive and immature to some level. Everybody here seems to be running some sort of high school
Well, we'll get to that. I don't.
Anyways,
again, I don't want to jump the gun,
it just seems like
we'll
everybody's on vacation here. Like upstairs, downstairs, their brain
time.
upstairs, downstairs. It's everywhere, and so he said it. Other channels have said it. Filipinos talk about their jealous Filipinas, and so every culture and everywhere where everybody's from's got their own damn issues, and it's just where it is. Let's play some of this clip.
Telling me need to apologize to my wife, and he basically laughed. Fucking relatives that like to throw cups over recently came back. I'll do it on another video. My stepson, me and him were walking back home. We're at my aunt's sorry store. My crooked relatives that.
Now I want to let you know this is very stereotypical. Everything's crooked out there, which it depends. To a Filipino, it might be normal to have something happen. Now, this is a video I think that happened. He ended up having some sort of accident. I don't know if that was in the United States that he had it. I didn't even want to go through it. I just thought it was a good photo of him. But he's been back in the U.S. for a little bit. And at some point, he was talking
That's the U.S.
What did I just say?
I said that's the U.S.
Yeah, he's back. I'm pretty sure this all happened. I think he got injured on the job. He bought 30,000 pesos worth of tuna, lumpia, and some other shit, which is a lot of money for a sorry store out in the province. He didn't check credentials. He didn't check the receipts for business. He didn't nothing. And they promised to give him a deep freezer and other items to go along with it. And then after he left and he had that much stuff, they never returned. He couldn't get a hold of them, nothing. And they probably went through the whole province selling stuff that way. And here's the scary thing. They do that all the time. They do it here. There's all kinds of people on Facebook selling meat and other products. We don't know how old it is and all these things. And people are constantly contacting, which is going to be another video, by the way, about these rich Filipinos that are just buying up. It's amazing how rich some of them are these days and how much they're buying up at once, where they're getting the finances. But that's another story. But here at this point, he's been ripped off several times. The land thing, his own Filipina's been sold a ring or pawned it, sold his scooter from under him for 25,000 pesos. And it just goes on. And now he's in a serious legal battle. In his most recent video, that's all he talks about, is how it's not even settled yet.
Throw cups over our big fence and nearly hit us. Then he called the police. The police come out to investigate. And they don't know. They said they're sleeping. I'm like, really? They're sleeping? I seen them. So make a long story short, I had confronted the guy. I got so pissed, told him he need to apologize to my wife. And
he said this is his 7-Eleven store. And I don't think it just the only thing he did different than the other sorry stores is, instead of walking up to a window and everything's closed off, he just did an open concept. But he invested so much money. I mean, he bought all the extra stuff, coffee makers, and he tried to put all the stuff in it like a 7-Eleven, his own investment and everything. So no, it does sound like that video we seen is when they did. I think that's where the incident went down, was that day where so it sounds like, because the video that I seen, they came up to the fence and everything. So maybe that was the video that was originally out, guys. Let me know if you guys had seen that original video or if somebody's got it.
And did one of these. So I basically slammed him on the ground. And then...
all right. So this is where some of it stems. The moment you put your hand, and he just flat out admitted, and later he deflects that he was surrounded. No, he said that he went there to confront. Confrontation doesn't always mean fight. Confrontation might just be discussing something. But when you slam somebody because you were surrounded, that's where things start to draw. But he deflects by saying his son got hurt, and which is his stepson, and that he'll pay the fees for injuring the guy. His nose was messed up. So he paid him out $50, but he can sit in jail because he hurt his son and he owes me for the surgery. But here's the thing. We've told you guys before, like that other British guy, he said that the Filipino reported the guy. The guy's been in jail for 3 years. Story bullshit. And we said it always starts at the barangay level. A lot of the shit can be settled right there before they start taking things to court and all
Cops don't
that.
get involved yet.
Right, until something's really pushed. So some other stuff had to be happening, and I believe this was all family, guys. So this is just bits of this, and then he's going to go into talking about other things.
A couple weeks later, we run into him with his son, 2 other guys drinking, so a fight breaks out. They're trying to hit me with bottles, but my son gets hit it, so he's got to go to the emergency room. 2.5 hour ride. Obviously, it's faster in an ambulance, but he had to have brain surgery, Stuck in the hospital 2.5 weeks. He's back home now doing fine. But he's finally in jail. The son's not in jail. The 2 other guys aren't in jail. But it just got so stressful down there. There was nothing, we closed down the business, and we moved the laundry to the house because we got to have something to do. And we do got a piggery, like 3 swines. 10 or 15 swines would be better, but to draw some kind of income, something to do. So, to make a long story short, I'm sitting there, you do your chores in the morning. I make breakfast for the kids, lunch. Dexel and I, she feeds the pigs. You water them. Sometimes we'll go for a 2-hour walk in the morning. If it's not raining, I don't got a treadmill there, so I end up putting on quite a bit of weight because I couldn't get the exercise in. And then,
okay, he threw that in there. I just want to throw in there, he's right. Whether you're in the province or in the city, it seems getting a hold of specific healthy things or fresh vegetables. Like we just bought some from Landers and it went bad within 24 hours. And when we get it from the market,
big name.
Yeah. And when we get it from the markets, it tends to go bad too. So you have to cut it up or eat it right away. So it's and it's just hard.
Even street vegetables.
It's hard to stay healthy. Right, I already told you guys since I left the United States, I'd put on 90 pounds. Now I've been on steroids a few times a day the past 2 years. So it's not helping with my lupus and me being in menopause and everything. But he's right about if you don't get the right food, you will be left like I was at some point. Like that 2 months, we were waiting for the new card to come in. That's all we were eating was inexpensive Filipino cheap food, hot dogs, different things that weren't super healthy. And that didn't, Okay,
but now real quick before we get further, and a lot of you probably have questions, because I had questions when I first heard it. Brain surgery. Now, brain surgery requires a neurosurgeon and actually, not necessarily going to your brain. I think he's
exaggerating. Okay, that's whoever knows about this story.
That's what I'm getting at. Is guys, now remember, and a lot of you guys will agree with me on this one. Do you require a neurosurgeon at all times? No. The only time a neurosurgeon is required is if something penetrated the skull. Now, according to the story, it's basically a scuffle, aka, even a worst case scenario that somebody grabs a real bottle and smashes it against your head.
Maybe he needed. I thought he said
that's not going to penetrate
he only
your
needed
skull.
stitches or something.
Well, that's what I just said.
Or he had
the
a
worst
concussion,
case scenario,
maybe
it's
I don't know.
not going to penetrate the skull. And what I'm saying is, now, was there a neurosurgeon at the time of surgery? Probably yes, just to be a emergency consultant or something like that. Point being is, now
brain surgery is a little
I'm
drastic.
not arguing with him whether it's brain surgery or not, but to my understanding, guys, if you're a doctor, correct me if I'm wrong, but brain surgery requires actually cutting into the skull and getting into the brain. I don't think that happened. No, I'm just saying this.
I noticed he exaggerates.
As an impartial point of view,
narcissistic, and he's very dramatic.
And
his whole channel.
I'm just being fair here. All I'm saying is, babe, I'm just being fair here.
Yeah, I had reconstruction of a finger one time, removed from your ass. Anyway,
what the freak. Anyway,
right? Show us your neurological move there, George. How do you get somebody? No, how do you get somebody out of a neurological shock?
What? Do I need to do it to you now in live?
Yeah. Well, show me how you get someone out of a neurological coma.
Do a Pearl Harbor attack. You guys know what a Pearl Harbor attack? You should know it by now. 2 in the stink. 4 in the pink.
Dr. George.
George is spoken. Watcha! Watcha!
He didn't need no brain surgery. We could have fixed that.
Brain surgery, that'll fix anything.
All right, let's listen to his.
And that's straight. That'll straighten you up. Just
his
saying.
Recent video, like I said, he's coming down on the wife heart. Oh, and he's not returning. He says he's done. He's absolutely. But he said that like 6 months ago. Well, he said he was
first
done.
Off, well,
he might be, but it's not in here.
Yeah.
You don't have. I can't get lettuce all the time. I can't get my ground beef. It's just it's a different lifestyle. But I was finding myself there was nothing to do.
Be bored
I can't just go to the beach. I mean, I'm not really a beach guy. We don't have surfing on our side of the island. There's there's no waves.
No, it's really boring. But, it's boring here.
Yeah, I just started getting bored. I says I can't sit.
I got to respond to him being 53. My dad is almost 80, and I'm sorry, this guy does look older than my dad.
Okay, well, again, I'm not picking
We believe that he is.
I'm not picking on this guy.
He's been road rough, like
I mean, I'm really not. And I was like, he looks pretty good for 60.
He's my age.
And then when he said his age, I'm like, wait, what? Nah, dude, you look burnt up and used up for your age. And I'm not.
He looks shot up, ate out, and put away with no lotion situation.
But
and he's supposedly a healthy guy. This is all his powders, and he works out.
I get he's a contractor. He's probably been out to the sun too long. And I'm not.
And I like donuts and sugar. And anyways, I guess we both look the same. So no, he's just going into different things. It was rough.
I enjoy what I do. I'm a carpenter contractor here.
Oh, before I get off thought, I just wanted to say that when you're retired, whether you're in the city, whether you're in the province, you're going to get bored as F. That's why a lot of us do YouTube channels. Most of this is so we can talk to you guys and say, hey, it's what me and George have been doing for years. As much as people bitch about what we talk about, we're like, shit, bitch, we would do this for free. The whole thing is that it gets boring during retirement without being in the Philippines and nothing going on.
Well, regardless of age, yeah.
Yeah, if you're just not doing anything. So he already says it. So what does he do? He starts building things and spending money. And in his video today, he says he doesn't care if he lost the money. And I get it, because he's got money to throw away. So it's for like people like me that'll invest in this and that and then not get anything back. I guess I get a little angry when we invest like in a water system and it rots out the metal in 2 months. I'm bitching about the money, because we're not uber rich. We've said that. So he evidently has disposable money, or he doesn't care, or he's desperate to get away from her, because he keeps saying, well, I'm not worried about the house or the piggery or all the money. You can clearly see the man has spent a lot of money. And he has paid for all 4 kids' college. One of them just had a baby, and I don't even think the person's 18. The kids seem to have been underage, so I think he's got a daughter under the age of 18 that just had a kid. And by the way, he did say something about her in one of these videos recently, that she wasn't allowed to come home, and that pretty much said she was crazy like her mother, and that she stabbed the boyfriend already, the one she just had a baby with. And there's some crazy stuff, because he's talking about how immature the Philippines. I mean, this guy goes all the way out to talk about the culture out there. And he said he will not let her come home. And he said something about her immaturity like her mother in a roundabout way.
The one right now?
That just had the baby, yeah. One of the 4 kids. I think she's either the one that just graduated or getting ready to graduate.
Wait. He's with somebody who recently stabbed him?
No, I just said one of the kids that just had a baby. He's got 4 kids. He pays college for. One of them's pregnant. I mentioned the college in the beginning. The girl that just had a baby. There's one that just graduated college, which probably put her about 19 years old or 18. I don't know if she's quite 18. He's got one that's getting ready to, according to him, and the other ones haven't. Whole point is they're all somewhere between 15 and 19 or something, but one of them's already had a baby. He announced 9 months ago she was going to have a baby.
The one who got his head cracked.
One of the girls. One of the girls, the daughters, the stepdaughters had a baby.
That used to be a guy that had his head cracked.
You better shut the hell up before I crack your head open with this 8-ball.
Oh, they had a 8-ball too?
So he called her crazy pretty much and said that the stepdaughter may not come home, that she's got issues like her mother's and she needs to stay away.
Okay,
the same one he paid college.
now,
So he paid all college for all 4 kids. There's a lot of simping going on here some way, somehow, to pay for all of this. And then he just says he's done. And who doesn't? Same goddamn guy that was complaining about American women like the rest of them 2, 3, 4 years ago is getting the Filipino treatment over here. Nothing changes when you cross the water. Crazy is crazy.
Yeah, it does. Temperature changes.
Sure does.
And the salinity changes, and the water density changes.
All right, well,
and then you had the Pacific Islanders.
Michigan. I go, I'll go back and work
Yeah,
for
he's
a
in
while,
Michigan.
and then because we've lost so much money, the people take advantage. That store, I put all new windows in, doors, built a septic. I put a lot of money into there. Province, I've heard a lot of stories. It's very, very.
I know that. I was like, there it is. By the way, he's accused over and over again of cheating.
This is the one I was telling you that. No, okay, don't get me wrong. Can you cheat with a tattoo of if yeah, there's nothing there. If let's say I have a tattoo of Heidi, can I cheat? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you could just
cover
I'll
it
be
up
saying
with a
like,
long sleeve. That's my mom. Point being is you can lie
right?
about it.
And look at that tattoo. I'm sorry.
Well, you can say like that's my dead sister, or something like that.
Yeah, like that means anything.
Right, but
what do you think of his tattoo? Be honest. What do you think of his tattoo there, babe? I want real honestly, like it was just me and you in the dark. When you talk shit about.
I don't want to be mean.
No, be mean. I'm tired of you not saying shit. I say shit and I'm the bitch bad guy.
I think it's an improvement. How about that?
Oh, snap on his woman? Or it needs some improvement?
I'm not saying it beyond that point, but I think it's an improvement.
By the way, he flexed his muscle. He had his hand all like this, like he was in the middle of a hand job or something. Literally, you could see he wasn't relaxing. Like when he put his arm up, he's flexing his muscle.
Talking about flexing, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but why does it look like a set of...
He's fit. He's in good shape.
What's this and this? Why does it look like the front of a flat lady's chest if you turn it sideways? It looks like his muscle dropped out of his arm.
Well, unless he flexes his chest or didn't work on his chest. Because remember, musculature, you have to work on that muscle build. Well, you have to work on that muscle build specifically in order to build it.
It looks a little weird. So, anyways,
you have to work your deltoids, altoids, whatever, and your halls and your Mountain Dew.
Nah,
you go down to the post office and you knock to see if you got any mail, and they don't answer the door. You come back, you knock on the door, and then they open the door, and they got the aircon running, and they're all sleeping. You can tell they just woke up. You go down, you got to visit the mayor or something. He's never around.
Wow.
You tell the police, look, this is what's going on. Okay, we're going to investigate. They don't investigate shit. I was actually threatened by the one cop. Once I found out my son got hit, I'm fighting 4 guys off trying to hit me with bottles. My son gets blasted, knocked out. And once I found that out, my wife shows up. She's holding me back because I'm going to finish off the other guy. The police show up, and they're asking them.
Okay, now here's the problem.
His wife showed up?
Anybody who and I'm telling you right now, whether you misbehave in... The difference is when you misbehave in the U.S., and I'm not picking on the U.S. citizens here. I tell you what, if you misbehave or do something wrong, whether it's on your own right or not, there's going to be witnesses. Now remember, what they see and what you see in your own eyes are 2 different things.
AKA payment.
Well, not necessarily, but what I'm saying is... Well, even he admitted to it. In the U.S., who loses in a fist fight? In the court of law, the first
man that ran his lips,
who touches the other guy, whether he shoves him or just touches him.
Yeah, no matter what.
Because that's called aggravated assault if you touched him. Point being is, in this case, according to his own words, not ours, not the cops, according to him, he's the first one to lay hands on the Filipino and slam him on the ground. So what I'm saying is, I'm pretty sure these cops are ignoring this guy because they ask what happened here. The other people right there on the spot. They're like, well, he grabbed, Jose Rodriguez de la Mera,
show me your muscle, George.
and then, well, actually, I'm probably devolved right now.
I got some going down here.
Yeah, Heidi has more.
Oh no,
but point being
my hand's cramping up
is,
and it's been bruising.
I'm pretty sure the cops aren't as imbecilic as you think they are in the Philippines. They're not. They're not. They go to school and they go to college and they go through academy. But point being is, they're not stupid. They're humans like you and me. And they'll be like, he did this and he did this and
I kind of might believe some of the story about how it went down.
That's what I said. Here's the thing. He said it. It's not about who says he says.
Well, there is a point where his wife, that the wedding band and the bike got sold from under. Accuse him of cheating.
That's a different story. That's a different story. Don't muddy the water here. Okay. Don't muddy the water. Point being is, he said it, that he slammed the Filipino down the ground. And do I believe it? Probably yes. Because you know what? Don't get me wrong. I'm not defending the guy. I'm not attacking the guy. Point being is, doesn't matter what country you're in, you will meet assholes that need to be put on the ground. Well, that didn't sound right, but you get my point.
It can be the Wild Wild West. Now, I do like the one thing he said. Sounds like a good title. He said somewhere between it being a Mad Max. I don't think he called it Gilligan's Island. I think that's the Epstein thing I seen on NBC or something, NBCBS or whatever they call themselves now. But it is. It's either Mad Max or Green Acres, I think he called it, which is a good title, by the way, because you can say, I'm going to make my life in the Philippines this, and that way. And it sounds like that's what he tried to do. But along that way, it's going to be a bunch of speed bumps. We've hit plenty of them. There are times where I thought I was leaving and losing my mind. I'm losing my mind every day. But there's so much going on. And it's like in the United States. It depends on where you live. You could be in New York, could be in Florida. There are different rules. If you're down in Miami, there's definitely a different set of rules. Go to Texas and there's going to be a different set of rules. California.
Here's the thing.
And if you're out in the country in any of those and you leave the big cities, you guys don't think that it's not corrupt in the United States, where government money's coming in and
that's my issue.
They're hiring in 3 cops in town, and you don't think there's
That's my issue with this relationship. And I'm not, again, I want to see how long this is right now.
Yeah, we might as well let.
Okay, just real quick before it fleets my mind. The issue I have with this situation is, first off, this is a video about what not to do.
Snap into a Slim Jim. That's exactly.
I'm going to tell you right now what not to do. If you're a Filipino or Filipina, doesn't say shit, doesn't argue, doesn't do anything to go against you, that's a red flag. The reason why I'm saying this right now, I'm not, again, remember, it doesn't matter when we do these videos, I could care less who's right or who's wrong. They're right now, the meter is kind of like this. And what I'm getting at is,
you mean they both got what they deserved?
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, if you're an expat, doesn't matter whether it's Filipino or Filipina, if they don't give you flack, that's a big giant red flag. The reason being is, even if Heidi says this, like says something or whatever, I'll be like, well, I disagree. Or
so if I went quiet, or if I went silent for a week, then something's wrong.
No, backwards. Backwards. I'm talking about the Filipino, because remember, again, I'm nothing against Heidi. This is not her land. Now, if I'm fresh off the boat,
it could be. It's just unsettled.
If I hooked up with Heidi,
it belongs
and
to
Heidi
all
says,
the family.
"Oh, you can't do this. You can't do that." For example, true story. I was in an area, and I was new in the U.S. and I was in an area and it was kind of hickish. Again, I'm not judging. And then I wanted to go to this coffee shop. I'm not going to name the coffee shop. And then one my friends, close friend, says, "George, don't go there." Like, what? Why? Don't go there. And then they said, "Do you notice the name? The initials? If you take the first letters, it's, KK." Point being is somebody was there to at least, hey, you know what? You probably shouldn't go there. Point being, what I'm saying is the problem I see in this relationship is his Filipino partner or Filipino partner. Okay. In my personal opinion, wasn't steering him right. If that makes any sense. That's my opinion. But also remember, there's more to the story, and that we're gonna get
I've
to
been
that.
trying to say all that from the
No,
beginning. A
I
little
know
hard when
that,
we're.
but this is again from a
I don't.
Filipino
No, no.
point of view.
Let me play this so I can get this off of here. And by the way, as the last one, this is a voice of Forrest Gump put over this dude's. Okay, we're not going to use his video clips or anything. We just wanted you to hear some of the stuff he said.
This is his words.
Yeah, because somebody
We
just
didn't make up
said that
these
that's
words.
not his voice. Close enough. Close enough. We just wanted
It's
you
not
to
his
hear his
voice,
words.
but it's his
It's
words.
better than correct.
Corrupt, And the one cop told my wife, if your husband doesn't sit down, of course sends these messages, and I respond. I said, Muck, what is going on with that case? Da-da-da. This just isn't working out. The thing is I was never married here.
And by the way, later he'll complain. Look at do you know how much these washers cost that look like that? We don't exactly have chump change coming in every month, but we can't afford those types of washers. A washer and dryer, and to run them costs electricity here, and to buy the units. So those are still $500 and $600 and $700 washers back there. Sorry. I mean, the man has sunk a lot of money into this place. So they're selling clothes. They got a piggery. They've got what they call themselves a 7-Eleven store. He's invested a ton of money into this woman, big time. Later, he'll talk about when he found her, she had nothing and she was living in a Nepo, and now she's got better appliances and has the best house in that area. That she went from nothing to something. Anybody who keeps on going on about shit like that could also be in the path of being narcissistic and grandiosity. And it seems like they both got some issues going on.
Yeah, no. I'm not arguing with that.
Yeah, so he I just want to let George, I've been sitting through some of his videos this morning. George watched some of them with me yesterday, but the most recent ones he's going on that she's got better amenities and all this stuff going on better than she ever did and in the entire area.
No, I'm not arguing with that either. No.
And how he was pinpointed out in the province as being an American and skin
no
tax.
shit, Sherlock.
And that goes for all of you, including Peachback Mountain. Okay.
Now, just real quick, for those of you who are wondering, we've covered people from Negros. No, nothing wrong with Negros. What I'm saying is, Negros Oriental. That okay? It's not Negros. Okay, he pronounces it as Negros. First off, that's how he pronounces it.
Negro.
It's Negros. Negros, not the same thing.
Oriental.
I mean, I get it, but anyway, point being, it's pronounced.
Toronto.
No. See, that's what I was getting at. First off, it's not pronounced as Negros. It's pronounced as Negros. It's Negros. Okay, Negros, and then you don't pronounce it as Oriental. You pronounce it as Oriental. Okay, not. Whoa! Hold on. What I'm saying? Oh, hey. Now, what I'm saying is, for those of you who are wondering what this means, okay, Negros is just the name of the island. Oriental means north. Occidental means south. And I'm just correcting the pronunciation because I just shut my mouth in the last videos we made about Negros, Oriental, and Occidental. And I'm like, okay, they're foreigners, I get it. But you know what? I'm telling you right now,
Oh, these foreigners are the best from the West and do the best content.
Here's the thing.
Especially when they walk around
Filipinos
their
don't get
house
offended by it because if you're here, they call it negro. Okay, you're dark skin. Okay, and we accept it. The end. But what I'm saying is, this guy is pronouncing it the wrong way. It's actually more offensive to Westerners the way he's pronouncing it.
Yeah, we discussed that when
nobody
our
says
Philippine
Negroes
journey discussed all
Oriental
these
or
bullshit
Oriental
vloggers, and he called
in the
them out.
Philippines.
He called them out for their shit content and not knowing the places. In a nutshell, it's other ones like this. This he's just ragging the whole time. He's done nothing but complain about the family, put his own business out there, bragging about what he did. This is so he can be seen like a lot of those Dumageddon people. And so this is all about like all bragging and stuff on what they do. And anyways, it's a hot mess going on. Pronunciation and all that. The guy's got more issues going on, but this is another guy that proclaims to know things and how he's done things. And he claimed he did another video because he got 1,300 comments. Let me give you part two.
Finish this because I actually have something to say because I'm actually against a lot of things. Believe it or not.
I wish you would say something.
And I don't have any kids here. And, you know, is it an asset or is it a liability? You know, I try to tell her, look, I do not need this. I'm not going to get accused. I've dumped a lot of money over there. I have stuff I need to do over a year, and I'm done. I'm freaking done. And, you know, the last message, you're a achiever, you have somebody else. You know, this is what happens when you marry somebody that comes from the province. I'm like, I have your picture right here, the kids' names, you know, but I'm a cheater.
Got a tattoo.
And you know what I'm saying? You can only take so much. You know, now I just laugh because I'm so done. I will not live like that.
He said that 6 months or a
She
year
just
ago.
proved it. The last little message. Nobody deserves 54 years old, constantly being accused of cheating. You're a cheater. And you know what's funny is, you know, I disconnected my Facebook. I told her I'm gonna, deactivate my Facebook because I don't need it. I really don't need it. I never, you know, the other reason I got it was back years ago when I was I started the gym and I was personal training, and when I was in school, the islands do this and that. I don't care if I ever go back to the Philippines.
He says
I really don't. I don't, but I am interested in Asia, like I said, Vietnam, Thailand. I got buddies over there that train.
He wants to come
that are
work
coaches
out.
at,
Let me shove a
some of the
pizza in
gyms
my
over
mouth.
there outside of Bangkok.
Okay.
No,
I just laugh now. You know, I can't even get angry anymore because the drama is so childish. It's like I married a little kid.
Not the first time we've heard this, even from Filipinos.
You know, like I said, I didn't know.
Non-YouTubers.
You know,
locally.
I'm not mad about the money or anything like that. The house is, you know, I already knew deep down and probably not gonna work. Spending.
Okay, so it's not the first time that you're going to hear that Filipinos are dismissive, childish, male, female, tempo where they hide, and what was the word? There's another word for dismissive. Somebody actually said exactly gave
passive aggressive.
No, it's just not passiveness. There's another like where it's somewhere in between passiveness and not caring. Someone came up with the word. I think it was Victoria the last time.
Apathetic, intolerant. Tolerant.
No, I'll think of it. But you will deal with the problem, even without all the problems that he dealt with. So let me give a breakdown for those that just came in. We're 1 hour into the live. We're talking about, I believe it's called Jim's Asian Adventure. Huh? Okay, Jim's Asian Adventure, a 54-year-old that met a woman 7 years ago. He's been married to her. He's paying for 4 years college for 4 stepkids that were at least over 14 years old. And also, she was never married. He found her in a Nepo hut. He met her through Facebook. And he came over, spent time, left, got locked down in the pandemic, came back. I thought he said he had been married to her for 7 years, so I'm a little off on that. But he's allegedly married. I hope that he did those papers and he didn't have her do it.
They've been together right at the end of 2019.
Yeah.
But together as in not necessarily physically, I'm talking about online. In his own words.
Yeah.
2019. So it can't be 7 years.
I'm just going by him saying
No,
that.
no, I know that. I'm just saying
he's
what he says against what he said.
He's purchased the store. As you see, an expensive laundry setup. He has built a house on unsettled family land from her dead parents. He has invested a ton of money. He bought a scooter that she said was broke down and sold it for $25,000 and lost her wedding ring, I think this past year or the year before, but she came up with it all of a sudden after he had gotten really upset with her. He definitely feels she pawned it. He gives her money. Then when they're in fights, it's not about money. And she'll always throw in there, "You're cheating. And I've never asked you for nothing," which I think that's pretty typical in female fights when they get down to, "I never asked you for nothing." And hell, even I've said that to you.
Okay. First off,
like, I'm not with you for this, and that. Yeah, I think it's just where they're digging at each other.
Heidi probably has a body count of 50, but anyway.
Wow.
It's a joke. You know what a body count is, right?
You're way off, man. You're way off.
Oh, shit. Okay. Now, it's a joke. But anyway. What I'm saying is...
Well...
Okay, then go ahead.
No, I'm trying to give people a wrap-up.
Then go ahead.
So he's created his own soap opera that he's been putting out, and in his most recent video, he's going to other parts of Asia, but he's never returning to the Philippines. He said that last year.
And that's what I have beef about.
And that basically one of the younger daughters is already pregnant, and a lot like the mother, he said, already stabbed the boyfriend. He won't let her come back. I'm a little shocked on all the college stuff he's paying for, but he's invested a lot, but then he's like, not a big deal. So then he must have money for nothing and to throw it away. And he's a big business construction guy, doesn't have a bad house, and lives in Michigan. And he ran a piggery. So everything you could do that could cause an issue with you as an expat in retirement, the man has done it. He built on land that wasn't his, a house. He did the piggery and they lost at that. They lost at the business and then the laundry, and then he's in legal issues. He literally punched a Filipino. I get all the angriness, just like...
In his own admission.
Yes, he flat out just said that in the beginning. I punched the guy in the face. And so he said he was angry. I get that. That's what Mark Thornton said. Every man has a story. That's the issue we had. Yeah. It's just where it is. Anything and everything that can go wrong. Then he's a YouTuber on top of it. And he's done nothing but put his business out there. And then he brought his wife in a couple months after the fact. He goes, now this is the real truth. She's going to back it up. And everybody's saying all this negative stuff. And it's like, dude, just like Peachback Mountain, you put your shit out there. And it's like all of it is a don't do. We've said it. Others have said it. Gio has said it. You definitely heard it from Calvin. It's just like any mistake you could have. And you know what? Everybody's their own boss and all of that. Nobody's trying to control nobody or do nothing. And he seems to have some brains. I can't say how much is going on, but it's a man. I mean, he fell for her. After that, he was just in symbology. It's just where it is. And so that's all I got to say is the guy's totally... It's totally actually where it is, guys.
Okay, now, here's the thing. I have a lot to say. I don't usually have a lot to say. Let's start with, again, let me retract.
Good morning, Sarah.
Not retract, but go back to what I said before. His words, again, his words. That they built something on them right away, which, again, you're not supposed to. Now, I get it. He's I'm not sure what he is, whether it's a contractor, a builder, or whatever. Point being is he knows what he's doing, and I'm not arguing with that. But what I'm saying by what he knows what he's doing, he says, "Well, I built a right away in the middle of nowhere. They're not gonna take over this right away anytime soon." So I get it why he did it. So, but that still doesn't make it right. Second,
I agree, Black Grandpa.
Yeah.
He said that her family hates him and the people in the village also hates him.
Okay.
Stereotypical, arrogant American. And they did say that. He said that, and this is going to happen if you go out there and you've got all these families like aunts and uncles and second cousins and friends of their cousins. These people will know you have money, and he's building and he's spending. He's got several $600 washers. This is not cheap just to buy cash or to
Right.
buy 30,000 pesos. People will talk. If you buy 30,000 pesos worth of shrimp and tuna lumpia, the whole goddamn town's going to know about it.
Right. Now, next would be again, since Heidi and Black Grandpa went there, stereotypical arrogant American. Now, again, I'm not going against him or
Could be British or other, but
okay.
I
Well,
think it's just
I'm pretty sure
foreigner.
he's American.
No, he's American. What I'm saying is this could be anybody.
Okay,
Any foreigner.
but what I'm saying is again, well, I'm just going by what you're going in right now because I'm in the middle of a spiel here, and then Black Grandpa said something about Americans. So okay, I'm going there now. Okay, this may not be. I'm not judging him. This is alleged, opinionated observations. What I'm getting at is you don't normally get a physique like that at that age, at this point in time, naturally.
Are you saying that he's on the Mark Thornton train?
He could be on the Mark Thornton train.
Stop
and
this train.
I have no shame on saying it. He could be on steroids because guess what? Steroids are legal. You just can't use steroids when you're competing. But steroids are legal.
That's what I use. I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
that's what I use.
Now, I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying he's not. But point being is, he's ripped. And I'm talking about ripped.
That guy?
I'm talking about Hulk Hogan ripped. Okay. Babe, he's...
It looks like somebody karate chopped his muscle.
Okay.
It looks like somebody
I'll tell
deflated
you
one
what,
side
I would
of a
say
flat-chested
50%
woman.
of the male chat here will be like, I wish I had a body like that, even though...
Yeah, I guess I wish I did too.
My point being is, it's still not normal for a guy his age because...
Right?
Babe, used to go to the gym on a regular basis and everything. Point being is, it's not normal.
Yeah.
And anybody who does and who has that ripped body is taking supplements unless you're an Iron Man guy. But anyway, point being, I'm not judging him. I'm not saying he is. However, here's the thing. You're in foreign soil. You get into a physical altercation that you break somebody's nose. And it's not a physical altercation that actually... What I'm saying, it's not... It's family thing. It's not even a random stranger thing. It's a family thing.
Yeah.
Right. See, family strangers, he is fighting, correct. With working, building the house, and problems started working, dried up, and he's like, okay, see, that's what I'm saying. And then he physically altered it. What I'm saying is, regardless of whether he is or not using testosterone or steroids,
I would add to it.
That's not normal. And that's what I'm saying. And the roid rage would make sense. Testosterone, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't agree with studies show testosterone doesn't cause roid rage, but point being is,
I think he said in his own videos that I listened to while you were out getting stuff, and this morning I listened to a video where he clearly stated that he only wanted this done and that's all he was going to do. And then he added more, and then he added more, and then there was probably a fight over an amount of money that was to be paid or work they've already done. He said he was being ripped off and overcharged, and so this would cause a ripple probably a lot quicker than
I understand, but not a physical altercation.
Oh, well, that came down the line. The steroids isn't the whole thing. I get your point of the roids.
babe, nobody gets roid rage all of a sudden because they're just sitting there. No.
I do.
Okay, that's different. No, really. No, in all seriousness, no. What I'm saying is,
Yeah.
I'm not going against him or not going, but I'm just saying by observation. Lastly, my issue with this guy, okay, Jim. Jim, you're probably here listening, or maybe later on. And again, I have nothing against you or your wife, because I tell you what, I'm gonna rip your wife later, but not physically. But you guys get my point. What I'm saying is, the problem I have with Jim is, oh yeah, I'm gonna go visit the other Asian countries. I'm probably go Thailand or whatever. And again, I have nothing to do what you want, bro. Nothing against you. But doesn't that kind of make you racist? Because now all of a sudden, because you broke up with the Filipino, or okay, and that's another thing. I don't think this is permanent. I'm sorry, Jim.
Yeah, you
I
said you were
think you're
done
gonna come
last
back.
year.
I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna come back.
He
to
paid
her.
all that money. He said he's attached to the kids.
Well,
And
I don't think it's the whatever you paid for. I think he'll come back to her.
he's invested in multiple ways.
Well,
It'll
he's
bring him
invested
back.
in her.
Nobody just lets money go. Rich people don't. Poor people don't.
Well,
Nobody in
it's
between.
not about money.
The reason he's doing it is there's some nut
He's
screw and
invested in
oil loose
her.
inside of his head. The guy is not normal.
Babe, he's
I'm just going to
invested
call,
in
and I'm
her.
not going to say allegedly. There's some issues going on.
But anyway, point being is, my issue is, that sounds kind of racist in my book.
And he's probably been drinking the whole time.
Now, for example, have I been with Chinese people? Okay, as far as like, dating or whatever. I didn't have good experiences. I'm gonna be honest with you. Not that they're bad against me. I just wasn't happy. But point being is, would I date another? In all probability, no. But I'm not gonna like say, I'm not gonna go there at all, or I'm never ever gonna go there, or never ever gonna date them. That kind of. But that's the kind of vibe he's sending. And to me, because you had a bad hot dog in one hot dog stand, that didn't sound right. Okay, let's clam chowder. If you had one bad clam chowder in one restaurant, it doesn't mean that all clam chowders are bad. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, this just isn't about the Filipinas. The man, all of his videos, he rags on the Philippines. Forget about his Filipina that he says is a child and lied about the bike and all
That's
that. He
not
said
what I'm
there's problems in the Philippines.
saying.
That's why he doesn't want to come back, because of the Philippines and because of his
Oh,
wife.
right. And guess what? Why don't you go again to these other countries? Go to India.
Oh yeah, there's
go to
gonna be
Malaysia.
issues.
Go to Thailand. Guess what? It's not your freaking country. It's not the U.S. It will never be the U.S.
And the U.S. has got their own shit going on.
Correct.
Right?
Point being is, it doesn't matter where you are. There are issues.
Yeah.
And that's my issue with this guy. He's like, oh, well, I'll go in a different country because,
The point is, he is the issue, probably.
Well, I'm not saying that either. But
What's the probability?
What I'm saying is,
what's the probability with the way he's been going
well,
on?
first
that
off,
he's just perfect.
The fact that he had a physical and like a altercation with the law, literally, I don't disagree with you.
Yeah, we said people are just bringing their issues, and what did they expect here in the Philippines? And then he got the woman out in the province, and there's a whole stigmatism.
Thank you for reminding me about the other half of the relationship. And like I said, I'm like Heidi, I'm like, equal opportunity offender here. Now the Filipino. Again, I could care less whatever happens or whatever business these guys are. That's not the point. Point is, it's what I'm presenting to you guys and letting you guys know, don't do this shit. Be aware these are red flags you have to watch out for. First off, now I somewhat agree and disagree on certain things that this Filipina did.
That was my thought.
Now, the motorcycle. I don't have a problem saying the motorcycle disappeared. she said that there's something wrong with it, and then she sold it for 25,000. Again, take it for face value. My opinion, that was fair. However, it's not necessarily accurate. And what I'm saying is, again, I don't know. Is there an issue with the motorcycle when she sold it? I 100% say yes.
Scooter, you
Well,
managed to come back through. We had this discussion before the live.
No. The reason why I said
didn't know it was that important because I don't know the difference.
The reason why I said motorcycle and scooter is because there is a price bracket. There's a big price difference.
So now that you know it, you're mentioning it.
But okay, again, what I'm saying is, again, the issue with that is she sold it for 25,000 pesos. Now it's low. It's lowballing it. So
how much is a scooter then? You want to go into the motorcycle?
That's irrelevant.
No, it's not, because you're saying it's lowball.
Oh
you want to go into the motorcycle
Let me finish. Let me finish.
You've been rambling for a while. Let you finish. I've been letting you go.
No. Yeah, you haven't let me finish the 3 points I was trying to make. Heidi, I get it. She sold it for 25,000. Guess what? One, who cares? However, the realistic number is, oh my God. First off, guys, if a Filipino sells you a 25,000 peso scooter, 50,000 peso scooter, don't buy it. This is on a buyer's point of view. Don't buy a scooter less than 50,000. Why? One, it could be stolen. Two, it probably will break on you like right after you give them the money. Point being, again, nothing to do with what I was saying earlier. The reason why I said the price point, is it a scooter or a motorcycle? Why? 25,000.
Okay.
If it's a scooter, okay, it's the right price.
According to Anton, he said it wasn't. It was a motorcycle.
I could care less.
Well, you should, now that you get your point. Okay. It is a motorcycle. I thought he called it a scooter. So then she did sell it.
It's not. It's a scooter.
Oh.
Google it. I'll Google it right now.
So it's not 170,000.
It's a scooter.
It's still not listed as a scooter or motorcycle on paperwork. I mean, I thought some scooters are considered motorcycle.
Okay. That's a picture right now. Is that a scooter or is that a motorcycle?
Well,
I'm not asking them. I'm asking you.
I couldn't tell you.
What do you mean you can't tell me?
I don't know the difference between...
Guys, is that a scooter or a motorcycle? That's a scooter.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks
You know why? I could care less what you guys say. Okay? It's 160cc.
Okay.
An American, a full-blooded American, won't call a motorcycle if it's under 500cc.
Not everybody knows motorcycles to scooters.
That's what I'm getting at, and that's why I wasn't trying to go deep into the, is it a motorcycle or a scooter? No, because most people, again, it's irrelevant. I even said,
if it's not, why are you going on?
Because the price point. The price of a motorcycle and a scooter is, night and day. That's why.
How much is it?
That's irrelevant.
No, it's not. I guess the whole point is she sold it for dirt cheap.
Yes, because there's something wrong with it. And I'm trying to finish my argument here. It wasn't an argument. And I even said, when I started this, guys, if somebody's selling you a motorcycle or a scooter, I could care less. If it's a car, don't buy it. Why? There's something wrong with it. Fact. I could care less whether it's a scooter or a motorcycle. If somebody's selling you a motorcycle or a scooter for less than 50,000, don't buy it. There's something wrong with it. Now, here's the other side. My exact words are, there's something wrong with it. She's not a mechanic. What I'm getting at, did she take it to a mechanic and have it assessed and how much it costs to have it fixed. And is it worth fixing? That's the other side of the argument. Again, I'm not trying to rip her apart. I'm not trying to rip Jim apart. That was never... Anybody who's new to this channel will know when I'll go against Heidi if I think it's right or wrong. That's the point. Or any of you guys. Point is, again, I'm not trying to rip Jim. I'm not trying to rip her. What I'm saying is, did she have it assessed by a proper mechanic? Is it worth junking, which what she did, or is it worth saving? Which, in all honesty, I'm going to be honest with you.
Did she do it because she used the money for something else? I mean,
right.
There's a third part to the situation.
Well, that's irrelevant.
She said
that's
that
irrelevant
there was something wrong with it.
Because, okay, see, that's what I'm saying. This is the third part, which is irrelevant. And when I say irrelevant, when somebody lies, okay, first off, is there something wrong with the motorcycle? Okay, in my opinion, there is.
Why? Because the Filipina said that and then she sold the motorcycle? If there's a huge gap and she's already been lying to him, I'm going to defend the other side. He said there was nothing.
There's... Oh, right. Because I'm driving the car right now. It drives, but guess what? Is there something wrong? Yeah, there's something wrong with the car. I just don't find it worth fixing right now because guess what? In the end, it's okay. There's always something wrong with vehicles. Shoot, I know what's wrong with the car. Right, but so is it worth...
Why are we on this That's what
because
I'm trying to figure out. Because you're arguing
with something simple that I'm trying to make a simple point.
Heidi, no, you've been going on about this, and now that I'm confronting you on my side,
Heidi,
you're
I'm
getting
going about it
because
I keep defending myself. One,
you're not defending nothing.
Stop. If you just stop, I would have been done with this already.
Anything, yeah, but I don't get why you're going so hard at the motorcycle thing.
I'm not. Okay. My argument with this entire motorcycle is there's something wrong with it. Probably. Guess what? Okay, she sold it again, and I said, "Is it worth saving?" I said, "Probably." I actually didn't get to this point. Probably it's worth saving, and it's probably not worth selling. That's all I was saying. But you had to go motorcycle or scooter. Yes, the reason being, I was trying to analyze what's going on. Is it a motorcycle or scooter? Why? Because if it's a motorcycle, it's in a different price bracket. If it's a scooter, it's a different price bracket. I wasn't trying to be an asshole about it. I was trying to analyze things as an analytical Filipino who knows the prices here in the Philippines. And those who argue with me are expats who live in their fucking ivory towers.
Would you like to discuss her missing wedding ring on Christmas?
Again, I was getting to that because I'm in the ripping the Filipina stage. If you just let me finish and not argue with Scooter Morse. Did I mention that in this live? No.
You're putting words like the rest of the vloggers that argue. I just get tired of it.
Right. Because again, I'm not the one who mentioned it's a scooter motorcycle. Because I was trying to make it simple. You muddied the water by talking about...
You muddied the water by saying only a true blood American person would know this stuff, and why would everybody?
Because...
Doesn't mean they're American or not.
I said American because it's Americans I'm talking to. Now, British guys will probably be about the same way, and Australians probably the same way. Now, Kenyans or Nigerians or Indians, they're probably like, no, 55cc is a motorcycle. Point being, it's different in different areas. But Western standard countries, America, Britain, Australia, Canada, they'd be like, yeah, it's a scooter. Heidi, I'm a motorcycle guy.
Okay. I'm just trying to get off the.
It's one thing if I'm not a motorcycle guy. In fact, my license right now in the Philippines says I can drive a motorcycle. Jesus. Americans laugh at Filipinos when they say this is a motorcycle. Fact. A lot of Americans will never admit it, but inside they're laughing. You call this a motorcycle? Kidding me? It's like Mopar. And Mopar guys know what I'm talking about. You call this a car? No, it's not. This is a car.
Jose, I like Jim. He realized that he was oversold and overpromised. I don't know where he would have been that. In a few of his videos, he said he never watched any of the videos. His channel's 1 year old. He initially was in the Dumaguete area. Nobody oversold and overpromised nothing to him, whether it was his business, whether it was the man was not dumb when he got off that plane. He met a Filipina, typically like the rest, on Facebook, on a dating app. He got caught up in the punani, fact. And he came over and thought he could rescue and white knight another Filipina that had no money, that was broke, living in a nipa hut, according to him, that had nothing. And now she has the best house. And as you can see, expensive washers, that all of this stuff is going on. And now it's a constant bicker, fight. And she called, the wording was prison warden. Same label that I get all the time, but you know, not always paradise here, guys. And I wouldn't say if I walked into a haunted house and let me walk in, I don't need someone to push me in. Jim learned that. Okay. But he is in the province, one foreigner against a whole pack of jealous Pinot. It's family. It's family, it's foreigners. It could happen like that in the city. It could happen in Mexico. It could happen in Egypt. I didn't notice it being that bad in some of these countries, but it seems to be that there's something going on. But I don't think either of them are innocent. I still think something with the bike and the whatever and the fighting with the family and the family land. Why didn't she tell him that to begin with? He had to find that out down the road too. So there is some deception going on, and he's clearly stating it over and over again. Do we have the entire story and we sat through all whatever 100 videos he has? No. We sat through about 10 of them, and it was the repeat of the same old thing. So
you don't have to.
What's that?
You don't have to sit through all the videos because the patterns are there.
Yeah. And so she's accusing me of jealousy, which means there's some other things going on. Could he be cheating in the United States? Possible. Could just be that she's bored, sitting out in the province and madly in love with him, like he's madly in love. So then she's just pushing his button. She's pushing his. He officially came back this Christmas or the previous one, but he came back when he said he was. I was like, oh, he's back. And it just goes really deep in this story.
Just real quick, for those of you who are anti-Filipino or anti-Jim, I could care less.
I could care less on the anti-Jim or anti-Filipinas. It is what it is. It's a lady and man problem. You don't want that shit out here in Asia.
Well, that's
the whole bottom line. I get so tired of this Filipino. Although I say it,
yes and no.
It's what you're dealing with.
Yes and no. It's catch-22. Again, we don't know their whole story. But first off, again, Jim has his tattoo, her face on her arm, which doesn't stop anybody from cheating. Again, I would say something like, "Oh, that's my sister. That's my dead sister." Something like that.
Do it.
So that argument again, it's somewhat moot because it could, and a girl would say, "Oh, okay, so sorry for your loss." Saying who doesn't know what's going on. Now the jealousy thing. Again, remember, I've always said, most of the time, people dish out what they have inside themselves. If people, Don Miguel Ruiz says, you are a mirror. And whatever you see, you reflect. Whatever they see, they reflect. That's why, Remember I talked about this again, this YouTuber that I watch all the time. The reason why I watch him, because he seems like an imbecile to me. But it's not imbecilic as an imbecilic. He's very naive and he doesn't understand the real world. But that tells me he's a good person. Because he doesn't even...
This Jim's got issues. If the man wakes up and he has money, a car, the ability to date other American women, if he didn't have problems himself, and he wakes up and thinks about YouTube and bitching about his wife on a construction site, the man has more fucking issues than a fucking ant walking up and down the side of your house a million times.
Personally, I don't have an issue with Jim either. No.
Point? I do it.
The point is, I'm trying to get there.
Hide that.
I'm trying to get there. Again, people tend to reflect who they are. And this woman, I don't know her. I'm not saying this is true. This is a generalized psychological profile that when your girlfriend or boyfriend always accuses of cheating, what do you think that means? Do you think it's a reflection of you, or is it a reflection of them? You get my point. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying she is. However, nine times out of 10, the person who says, you this, you that, you this, you that, they're actually pointing at themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no one said she was a bimbo, but she did have 4 kids, unmarried.
Well, nobody's saying that, but...
You can't talk about one Peachback Mountain without the other Province Mountain situation going on there.
Right, and that's what I'm saying.
It's unknown if it's the same dads, or which I guess that doesn't make you one. So somebody had mentioned that further up.
No,
yeah, I hate this. I hate this.
Now, Finch, well, again, we don't know. I don't know enough about this couple, to be honest with you, both sides. Although
you would have got more if you'd have woke up early and actually watched some of the videos. She was talking stuff.
Well, that's what I was saying. Although her patterns, okay, are not on her side. And that's what I'm getting at. Now, the motorcycle thing and the ring thing, regardless of reasons, it does not look good.
Yeah, for those of you who have watched her, because she was just in a video.
It somewhat steers towards the dishonest part of the meter, if that makes any sense. I'm not trying to accuse anybody of what, allegedly or whatever. Point being is, there's a lot of awful red flags there. And I hate to say this, remember, this is the guy who says go move in the province and find the provincial girl and stuff.
There's a typical YouTube bullshit. That's why I called out our Philippine journey, because he said that. People giving advice. You better eat
what you sold there, buddy.
Based on they live in a certain area. We just seen 3 other videos of live here on 400 or 500 a month videos, and they're recent again, from people with channels that have like 400 people trying to build their channel based on bullshit information again. And I'm like, yeah. Just makes it bad for idiots like Jim here that came here. According to him, in one video, he never watched nothing before he came over. Then all of a sudden, it was Old Dog and Geo and under his breath.
No, he mentioned a lot of. You mentioned so.
Which is it that's going on with the situation? But I mean, you just can't do that. You can't throw money out there in the country. You wouldn't do it in the United States. You don't do it here. And now it looks like somebody's saying he possibly screwed family members out there. Then that was his main mistake. The ones that attacked him was family. The fights came, the men he's talking about were uncles or cousins or other people. The woman Jim married is absolutely ungrateful for what she was given. She lived in a hut with a dirt floor. Now she lives in a house. Well, the thing he keeps going on, he's being accused of cheating all the time, and he doesn't deserve just being called. There's something else going on if he's ready to throw it all over that. But he does go back and forth. Initially, I thought he said he was hiding because of all this legal stuff. Like he went back to the U.S. to get out of all this. Like he didn't want to go back until some of this was settled. But I know he's been back since. So there's so much going on this, including the stepdaughter that actually stabbed her boyfriend already. There's a lot to process with this entire family. In other words, it's nuttiness. So I don't blame Jim if he never goes back. But I also don't trust a man that's 50-something years old that married. I mean, I'm sorry, most men by that age, I know a lot of people say, oh, blah, blah,
Okay,
blah,
well,
blah.
according to him, he's never been married other than that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now,
Most
again,
guys at that age have already been married, or
that's his prerogative. That's up to him. I don't have an issue with that.
Of course you don't.
What do you mean? I mean, it doesn't affect me none.
Yeah. My cost of living in 1983 was $749 a month. Oh wow. Oh, because he ate an entire pizza? Yeah, tell that to all the channels. If I told you I ate a whole box of donuts, or George has, or that if I ate an entire pizza, which has never freaking happened, ever. Not even at my largest weight, ever.
Yeah, and just real quick about the motorcycle thing, I know a lot of you guys are making comments about the motorcycle.
Oh,
Again,
I love pizza. I can probably
the
get
CC
about
has
3
nothing
slices.
to do with the motorcycle. It's the build, and that obviously is a scooter. But even if it was built as a motorcycle, Americans will laugh at it and will say something like, "You call that a motorcycle?" You guys know what I'm talking about. Don't pretend you don't know.
Snickers consultation. All right. Do you eat Pag chicken? The answer is no. My friends, Club Filter Inc. loved it. Barbecue sauce. He's a fame. Never heard of him. Everybody thinks they're a famous YouTuber. Everybody. Even the big ones that are at 1.5.
They're not even famous.
They're buying numbers. They just showed
even the ones that they think they're famous, they're not.
You can even buy them fucking on TikTok. That damn woman that killed her mother just started a painting studio. All of a sudden, she's got 10 million subscribers.
Nice.
And it's just, she squirts the paint on, she uses a brush, and she puts silver foil on it, and she's got 10 million subscribers in less than 2 weeks. No, her regular channel doesn't have that many. You can buy these numbers. So,
no, we can tell
never heard of that
who's
person.
Real and fake, and even the YouTubers know what we're talking about.
They are. It's one thing we've
no,
never
digital
claimed.
nomad, you're not blocked. I don't know why you would say that.
So yeah, because he's looking at the actual thing. Not everyone comes from the province or scammers. True, that's the same. Not everybody's a Karen and a bitch in the United States. About the same equal situation there going on, Lucca.
No,
if you don't vet, you're definitely going to get the crazies. But here's the thing: she could have put on her best face for years. Some couples, the female or male. There was one I just seen on one of those Who the Bleep Did I Marry or something. They were together like 12 years before she totally freaked out and off their kids and all this. And this just wasn't postpartum. The kids were up there in age. Remember I told you the 2 twins. All these weird things will happen with people. Things change. Chemistry changes. You could find a new girlfriend and you just hate your family all of a sudden. Like some guys or women will want to off their own families just to move on to another life. They just had it. And some of them can't think outside the box. So things happen. Or she could have been like that. Could have been all 4 different daddies. There might have been an issue out there. But you can vet them. You just can't do all the above. And he did everything. He started by building that, which caused confrontation with the family on the land. And he started a business, and there were too many businesses around. He said something I didn't get if the pre or after there was a 7-Eleven built there. He said literally out in the province, they built a 7-Eleven, which is, I would have to find out where he is exactly to find out if they actually put a 7-Eleven store out in the middle of nowhere. Usually aren't those like in the major cities, like here in Mabalacat and
they're like the US, they're everywhere.
Okay, so a lot to process.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a 7-Eleven in this area, and odds are, since it seems to be in the middle of nowhere, it's probably right near interstate ramp. I'm not making that up. It's factual. If there's a 7-Eleven near him, odds are it's right by a hospital or an interstate ramp or a mall. Fact.
Facebook causes cheaters. Cheaters cause cheaters, and the internet in general makes it easy for men.
No,
and
Facebook
women
just
makes
cheating easier.
And do you know what's considered cheating? And this not only came from a big therapist, actually multiple sources. it is cheating if you cannot do whatever you're doing in front of your person. So in other words, if you're sitting there doing hearts to a girl or hearting her post and leaving, hey, you look good, and you can't do that in front of your woman, there's a level of cheating and being dishonest with your person. Even down to watching porn at some point is considered actual cheating on your spouse or being deceptive with them. A lot of people are like, no, it's not, but oh well, sorry, it is.
No. It's not.
If you won't do your situation in front of them,
That's
including
the key
watching
word.
the porn, then
That's the key
you're hurting
word.
the other
If
person.
I wouldn't say in front, if they're not aware. It's cheating if they're not aware of your behavior.
If you won't do that behavior in front of them, then it means you're still hiding something.
Well,
You feel that you.
that's what I'm
No one
saying.
says you have to. What I'm saying is, if you, in your mind, you have to ask yourself. Not that I would say, "Hey, I'm going to sit here and watch you." We're not saying you're going to be
What
watched.
I'm saying, okay, to
If
clarify,
you-
it's not cheating if, without a doubt, in your conscience is clear that you just do something like behind your partner's back. Now, if like
But
it's
the
as simple
internet
as again
itself.
like hitting the heart on a girl's post or a guy's post, again depending on your sexuality. If there's a twinge of doubt, then you're probably cheating.
If you think his situation is bad, now imagine if he brings her to the U.S. I doubt he does. The last couple videos, he's swearing he's done with her, but he said it before. He would be a fool. And here's the thing, it's really going to cost him now because we haven't covered it. We didn't think it was a need. We thought we'd cover other stories, but now with a $400 per person entry fee and now with a deposit required, the Philippines is one of those countries. So now it's possible you need up to 15,000 deposit when you enter as a Filipino. I don't know where they're going to come up with. What would that be? About 25,000 US to get there. You got to buy the plane ticket. You got to have money to stay there and prove you're staying at a hotel or whatever you're doing. And a 15,000. You're talking 20 to 25, including a plane round trip plane ticket. It's a lot of money, George. Where is a Filipino going to come up with 25,000?
Oh, Jim specifically stated that he is on Mastron, a steroid, so he did admit it.
So
okay, so I was right.
I don't think it's a cause. I get bringing it up. I figured that
No. I wouldn't say it's a cause. I'm talking about the altercation.
It's not going to help. Yeah, it's like Mark Thornton. They thought part of it was him being part. What do you call that? They thought his mind was going out on him when he did that. But it also, a bunch of people found out he was doing off-label hormone therapy.
Keyword off-label.
He was buying it on the street stuff. He wasn't getting it through
we're not
legit
talking
factors.
about prescribed stuff because guys, don't do TRT or steroids on the don't do Chinese steroids or Chinese TRT. Please don't, for your own health.
Steve, Jimbo, I'm assuming you're talking about Jim, was warned on his vlog right at the beginning by hundreds of comments that he was blinded by his goodness, but he knows fine. Well, he knew that. I think it was literally last year. He wasn't going to come back after all that fighting, but somehow he has, and he's still sending money. No, it sounds like the things he's done, he was doing it legitly. If there's nothing else, here's the thing. There's no such thing as an innocent person. I'm sure Jim has some sort of past. He said himself that he had a very dark situation at some point in the drinking. I get it. Sounds like he had a big heart, or was he buying love out there? Which was it? Was he buying some pudding? I mean, why would you go that far? I mean, maybe he is. Maybe he's one of those legit guys that had a dark past that actually just came into the Philippines out of a good heart and built her a house and sunk all the money into 4 kids. He even said he's had stuff going on with him and the kids. So nothing's been perfect for him. He's not perfect. So we're not going to say that he was just totally blinded. He's a 50-something-year-old man. He knew.
Okay.
You don't get no pass here.
So here's the thing.
This isn't
again, this is nothing against Jim, and whether Jim agrees with me or not. This is what
not to do.
That's up to him. But odds are he'll probably agree with me. Now, first off, Jim's drinking.
Snap.
Honestly, I don't care whether he drinks or not, or if he will, or will continue to, or will completely stop. Because right now he's sober, and to my understanding, he somewhat not necessarily got into trouble, but his drinking got out of control in his younger years.
Yeah, there it is on TRT.
Now, again, there's nothing wrong with that because again, he's obviously a changed person and all of that. So that's nothing to do with that. Now, the where I'm getting at is Jim is an expat who has his heart on his sleeve. And what that does that mean that he's open to a lot of things and he's open to abuse and everything else because he's so open and loving and kind. And I'm not defending the guy or attacking him because remember, I'm just telling you how I see things. I haven't met Jim, but in my analysis of him, he seems to be an open, kind, very giving guy. It doesn't take a genius to figure this out. Now, you're like,
could have made better choices.
What's your point here? One of the red flags of Jim is he has a tattoo of his wife. Okay, again, nothing wrong with that.
That's a red flag.
Now, it is because they've only been together X amount of time. Does she have the same tattoo?
I think she does. Yes, he said
of his face,
his name, and some other stuff.
A name is one thing, but even the name, depending on when they got it, could be a red flag. What I'm getting at: do you have a tattoo of a face on your body? Usually, that's reserved for
nutcases
expired
that are
people.
Trying to hook people in.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Expired people that my mom or my dad or my son or my daughter, that kind of thing. But if it's your current partner, depending on when you got it, it's a red flag. And I'm not picking on him. And again, I'm just saying that was the first thing I was like, whoa. But the reason why I brought that up is because remember, he could be the victim here, and he probably is. And that's why we're saying don't do this, because
he still
a lot
needs
of
to go to
his
symbology
friends told
and
him,
night school.
don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. And he went on with it. That's his words, by the way. That's his words. He went against his friends and family and whatever, and he went on with it. And now he's somewhat in a rut. And again, take it for what it is, guys. Again, that's up to you if you want to be in his situation. That's up to you. I'm just letting you know he has his heart on his sleeve. I get it. I understand the guy.
I don't think he's innocent. When I said
I'm not
I don't
saying
trust
he's
the guy,
innocent.
the reason he probably never got married is because he was too busy out there banging bar girls.
I'm not saying he's innocent, but
just keeping girlfriends at Bayside because his business meant more.
You can also be a person of that type and be a cheater.
He called his own life dark. That's why he didn't marry for the reason to say I don't trust that either.
Don't be quick to judge.
He said it himself.
He is a generous person.
Or was he buying people? Which is it?
Okay. I don't think he is.
Maybe he was tired of his own life, and then, like he said, he thought he would come over here like Armstrong, and he was going to start his construction. You still need a woman and somewhere to lay up.
Several lives ago, I told you guys, never overinvest on your future partner.
Well, the fact he says he doesn't care about any of that, including the college at this point, he must be uber rich to forget about it, or he really is a nice guy.
Yeah,
how many of you would just say that about that much money? We're probably talking at least 200,000.
No, he's a nice guy, but in my opinion, he overinvested too soon. My opinion. And he probably will agree with me.
Yeah, and the other mistake, let's add to the list of 10 mistakes. He was paying family to do the construction, which...
That's... Okay, I had to laugh. Can you? Yes, but only if...
the money dried up, like you said.
Only if that's what their occupation is. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
why didn't he, if that's what he does? I wonder why he didn't do more of it himself, being he's so physically fit.
Because he's not that... He's a foreman type guy. He's not a breaking ground. Can he do it? Oh yeah, I guarantee it. But will he do it? It's above him. Now I'm not being mean. It really is. He really shouldn't be doing that. That's my feel in it.
Yeah, I don't get that statement. Working out with a Roy King. I don't get it. Others said he was. I think that's
no. What he's
joke.
saying is usually what do you call it?
Pumping iron.
No, birds of feather flock together.
But
it's
possible.
A
lot of the guys are doing that. I mean,
it's possible that you can work out with a Roid King and not be a roider yourself.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. And I bet he was still drinking, as I'm to understand. Throwing cash around and drinking out in the province won't mix. Yeah. I don't think it mixes no matter what nationality. Someone said that earlier about nationality. I think it's the individual person. I'm going to be a bitch whether I'm French
nationality
or
has nothing to do with it.
I love how American is thrown on top of me when people talk shit or, oh, she's American. That's why she does that to George. No, you guys have no idea what goes on in this house.
The only reason why I brought up
I can be a typical American just like George can be a typical Filipino. You strip that away, that's just me and George with two fly swatters at each other in the house. We got like two fly swatters. Come here, George, let me smack you. I mean, never mind. But
but I have the plastic swatter. You have the electrified one, so that's kind of not fair.
Really. I was trying to. One's here somewhere. We do. We have the electric one. You're right. I forgot about the electric one, but it's got metal on it.
Yeah, we only have two swatters in the house. One's plastic, one's electric.
No, there's two green ones. I had gotten two of them.
Oh,
one was meant for upstairs.
That's not what you said.
No, it's not. That's why you got the plastic one. Why would a relatively young, fit dude, wouldn't call him all the above, he just gets by, but I still can't believe he's only like 53, 54. Why would he settle for a mom? Yeah, that he claimed he found on Facebook. He could have dated. He said he didn't want a woman that went through having kids and whatever, but I'm like, but he did though. Kids were mid-teens, early teens when he got to him, and it's kind of odd, but who knows? I guess it's who he fell for. I guess it was the first person that came along. And then, yes, he did exactly that.
Well, I don't think he's slumming it in the province. I think he's there for the girl. He even says, don't live in the province. Now he's saying, don't live in the province.
Gym rat, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been saying, the whole thing is he's put his entire story. These are things you guys definitely don't want to do.
Yeah.
Everything about it. He's had every entanglement, and coming to Asia is a problem in itself if you're not prepared. A lot of these guys have mental issues, drinking issues, drug issues. They don't have their lives together. They come over here and they've never even left their country. They've never even left the state. And so these are major issues.
Yeah. And remember, I only brought up the roid part only because roids has a temperamental effect. That's the only reason I brought it up. I could care less if you use roids.
Steve says you've always had a soft job. That's not true. Actually, the company he owned was not a soft job. None. Actually, I don't think any of your jobs are soft. You mean like as in an office job?
In my last job, it has to be hard for me to work.
Yeah, he told you. So, no, I wouldn't say George had anything that was soft anywhere. So, oh, damn, second one put you out there. I believe that shit.
God damn.
I thought my 80 was high.
2,312.
George has been around the block. He is allowed not eat clam chowder if he wants, or Chinese fried rice. Yep, George can do whatever he wants.
Chinese fried rice. Oh, that's because he's talking about Chinese recently. Yeah, he's thinking of moving to China. Which, again, it's fine, but I'm not being racist here by anything. But remember, if you're Western, you go to move to China, and we're talking about some serious, what's that? Racial profiling, I'm just saying. And they don't hide it either.
I never dated a Canadian myself. I exclude by nationality, not race.
No, that makes sense. Nationality has nothing to do with it. But race has nothing to do with it either. But anyway,
Depends. I hate to say it. Some white women have never dated white men. They only prefer Asians, or they prefer just black people. Some black people will never date black people. They'll just go straight for the white women.
no.
So
I'm not.
is. Some people will not date certain. Then that's been going on for a long time.
Fact is, everybody has
It's
their
a
own
preference.
prejudices.
Or preference. I get tired of the prejudice. I don't know if it's prejudice.
It's prejudice. Preference and prejudice are the same thing. Preference is just nicer label.
Do I have to go into it? I may not date a Chinese person because I don't like the way they are, let's go into, it's down to some people, like I may not date a Korean because the Koreans eat kimchi and their breath smells like kimchi, and I cannot stand that, and I can almost throw up. So I've never dated a Korean. That doesn't make me prejudiced.
I didn't say that, but then same thing.
I said preference, and you said preference and prejudice is the same. I mean, I get it to some extent.
Yes.
I guess I'm thinking of racist, which I guess you guys will label me on that because I won't date Koreans. Don't care.
That's on you, and that's on me too.
Yeah.
I even said, do I date Chinese people? Yes. Will I end up in a long-term marriage with one if I wasn't with Heidi? Probably not.
Yeah, I'll pass on that. Reno Rocket said that I would do something with him. No, he'd be the last guy that I would touch in the United States for multiple reasons. Doesn't matter. Just because you all think I'm big, that I don't get a preference of men. Right up to George, I had a pick of men.
Well, actually,
and I wouldn't date a guy like him at all. So it not even close. The things that he said, the way that he's spewing, and just like he wouldn't me because I'm a loudmouth because they can't handle the truth. So nope. So I'll pass on that. I'm gonna tell you what. Your brother's kind of cute.
No, it's not that. It's like
I take George's
for
brother.
example, here's a good example. Angelina Jolie. I don't find her attractive at all, and
yeah, I think she's pretty.
I'm not even joking. I'm not,
and I'm not even.
She just doesn't
what do they
do
call
anything
that?
for me.
Pansexual. I mean, I do kind
What
of
I'm saying
believe in that
is,
situation, but I think
People
she's
have
pretty.
a type, and
Yeah, everybody has. Yeah, that's exactly it. I don't
Right.
think that the
everybody has a type.
prejudice
Whether
and
and same thing with Orlando Bloom or
but I don't think it's going to be based on.
what's his name?
Well, it will be nationality because. Well, I guess so. I guess if you started eating kimchi, I'd kick your
Yeah.
ass out too. So yeah, I guess it could be.
Name any actor
I could be
or actress. A lot of people don't want to be with them.
It'd be like when Gio comes over here when you're not around
What
for a
the
few
fuck?
days, and if he starts eating kimchi, I'm done with you, bitch.
God damn.
So I guess it doesn't have anything to do with him being American, Italian, and all of that. You start eating kimchi, we done.
Gio, I have a bigger cock than
You still being kicked out of the house as soon as this live stream's over, Mr. Doubtable. Time for you to go to the mall. I got company to feed some. Go ahead. You better say screw you.
No, Scooter.
Oh, Scooter. Yeah, it's a Scooter.
Okay, now for those of you again on the Scooter thing, do I wish I had an ADV? Yes. ADV is great. Great scooter. And anybody who knows their vehicles will tell you
we said
an ADV is a better vehicle than an NMAX. NMAX lovers,
thank you so much.
You can hate me for all you want.
Thank you, bad boy.
Facts are facts.
Thank you for the sticker money. Bad boy is in the house. He said I would walk. I don't know if that was dealing with. He did say at one point that he didn't go to the beach. No, pretty much, yeah, walking would probably be your best thing if you don't have a ton of neighbors that ask you for money every time you step out the house. And like for us, I'd have to hit up on MacArthur Highway to do a long distance walking. Our subdivision is only so big, and I'm going to get hit up in the subdivision and up on MacArthur and all of that. So, but I've learned to say no really quick now. So it's just something you have to deal with. Or like what we have here, we have weights here, and we have like one little workout machine here. So we did bring a semi gym in here. Hey, George, show me your pink weights.
What?
Your lady pink weights.
Oh.
Yeah, never mind.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, we'll get it later. There is nothing wrong with it if you haven't bought it. Kawa Pino just wanted the money.
Kawawa Pinoy just wanted the money. Poor Filipino just wanted the money.
Yeah. People on a scooter. Wait, HG, the scooter was broken because Jim took a hammer to it, the oil case, and broke it. Why? So the kids could not ride it. Jim.
Oh, then that's different.
Okay, now that's a whole different horse of another color. Again, it was bad enough we went through about 8 videos since yesterday.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's something wrong.
The initial drama that started 9-10 months ago, it was just the fight and the family and the building, and then it's just like there's all kinds of stuff that's added to this story.
Okay,
but there's
now.
Okay, that's a whole different horse of another color.
This somewhat changes the narrative. The reason why I said that.
Then that still shows more of his character.
Right.
In that case.
Well, this is what I'm getting at. Here's the logic now. Again, I'm still not defending her or attacking Jim. Again, here's the thing. She sold it for $25,000. If he broke the oil case and whatever's around it, odds are he didn't really do much damage around whatever's around it. Can it be fixed? Yes. Is it going to be fixed for less than 25? Yes. However, she got rid of it. Why? Because obviously it's an argument point. So she got rid of the problem.
Well, I get that. So then he just used that as drama. He broke it himself.
So that's what I'm getting at. Right.
Situation. So like I said it from the beginning and I called it. They're both a nutcase. I'll admit I'm a goddamn nutcase and have high anxiety. I'm just going to put it out there. What I'm saying is oh, she did this and I, and it's like he's got himself looking so good on YouTube, like most of the expat bloggers.
That's another thing. On her side, when she sold the wedding ring, like Heidi said,
well, he said pawned. It disappeared. She said she lost it. Then it came up. It was pawned, and then it showed up.
We don't know the whole situation.
Yeah, what's up on the ring?
Maybe
guys?
She really needed the money, and he wasn't giving her any.
Could be. It could be he cut her off at some point. Yeah. Because it said, a few people in here said that the house, here's your chocolate right there. Looking for something sweet?
No. Oh, is that
bricks? That's the one with the nuts and the dark chocolate and the one that tastes more like Rice Krispies. It said, so where was I at on the, I'm lost. So I just seen the chocolate over there. Anton says she said to Jim she needed the money to pay the hospital bills, which doesn't make any sense. Okay, yeah, he did say something about that because Jim said he already paid the hospital bills, and that's why. George, the reason he does is sometimes we do get in those heated things back and forth, but we had a full discussion and fallout about the motorcycle before the live. I told you sometimes we come on, we're both looking kind of nasty on the face. It's because we do, and I think it's because George wants to explain things. I don't have patience. I'm one of those that try to get to a point but don't get to a point, and so we complete each other. And here, let me put it back. I don't want the dog to get it. Last time you left it down. What was it? George had a chicken he was taking over to his uncle. He left it in the bag that he takes over there, like this backpack bag. And the dog and the cats had their face down in your bag. And I was like, oh, I forgot it. I put the chicken in there for your uncle. So you can't put that down because the peanut butter and everything will attract them. Yeah. Yeah, let's get back into ripping Jim. Yeah. T-Bone, you need to go sit down somewhere, Justice for George. Just typical you guys. I've discussed this with George. George will probably just agree to disagree, but I don't care. You guys can think that I am all the problem here. So justice for George, yeah. That's why we're saving for his funeral funds. So They're not great in 3 feet of too big. Yeah, with the water. Oh yes, someone, Patriot Life. Yeah, it's because everybody's underwater. It's been raining a lot. Yes, Lugao was one of the first real bouts I had. George got some from the church when we lived at the other place, and ever since then I make it all the time. So it's one of my favorite go-tos is Lugao. I mean, matter of fact, that sounds pretty good right now, but I don't eat as much of it because I eat some brown rice a couple times a month, but it's good when I'll make a big pot and it'll sit around. Hey, Cindy is in the house.
Oh, hey, Mark Goldberg. How you doing, man? Nice seeing you.
Hey. Love you. Not sure.
Sorry.
Yeah, just going through the comments. You can yell them out because I'm trying to get through.
Snort over that. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Where is it at? I missed it. I know what the message is, but I don't remember who said it. So I'll save it for later. Oh, okay. Cuckoo for Cocoa Pop says, Jim, if a name enema was a person. You guys are brutal.
A woman is the kryptonite for most men. Yeah, no matter what it is. That is true. So it could have happened to him there for sure.
Ah, dang. Second one's a cheater. Second one says, damn, I cheated on her with the right hand.
Stupid not to wear a raincoat. Yeah, the 4 kids aren't his, so I don't know. But yes, all the way around, yes, it's stupid. Whether it's real rain or lovemaking or... Why do we ask myself that often? Yeah, why do we do? Exactly. Why do we do it? That's my exact insight. Heidi, some expats think that they're the knight in shining armor. They'll spend as much money on their Filipino wives only to find out the whole family aren't. Yeah, and it's sad. And you just have to figure what to do. And I think he was regrouping when he came back again. And then he goes back when he doesn't have money. So when I say he has money, I don't think he's uber rich. Because somebody said when the money went down and he stopped doing that, yeah, he probably sunk it all into things.
Yeah, Robert Goodson says YouTube does not believe in the First Amendment free speech. First off, I somewhat agree and disagree. YouTube, among the social media, other than Facebook, I would say it ranks second as far as freedom of speech. The rest are crap, especially Twitch. Twitch is very...
Everybody's losing freedom of speech. Well, right now in the United States, everybody's being fired, canceled, and everything else for speaking. I think the whole world's losing the possibility.
Well, again, like I said, Twitch, for example, if you're a streamer, and streamers will agree to this, they ban you for anything. So, and YouTube doesn't, so I'm just saying. And, Cocoa for Cocoa Pops again. The motorcycle thing. Motorcycle has manual transmission. Scooters have automatic. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. But I understand that's the norm, but not necessarily, no.
Yeah, that's the first one that came up. So living in the Philippines, other things will be held by YouTube or by us. So you're going to have to reword what you have said in one manner or another. Because we're never removing, like somebody keeps putting links. We don't post anybody else's videos. We don't post any links. We don't even play around with that. We can't take a chance that nobody's not poisoning the links, or we're not promoting other YouTubers unless we say we're promoting the YouTubers. And we don't mind some in our circle and stuff, but and also there are words held, and we do that for a purpose. So, but YouTube we find holds half of them. So, and we have no, if we're not seeing it here or he's not seeing it there, then it has to be something that's being, because if it's being held because of it being blocked from our side, we're able to release it, or our moderators can. We do have moderators that hold stuff. So, but I don't see anything. George mentioned that earlier. Yeah. Michael says, yeah, I hear you, George. 500 cc's and below are laughed at in the States.
No, they are. I actually used to own a 750cc with a turbo, and the only reason I got rid of that beast
is because I cut up the seat and dumped in sugar in his gas tank.
Well, that's a 650cc.
Oh.
That was the downgrade.
Oh, okay.
The reason why I got rid of the 750cc is because I'm not that big. I'm 5'6". I'm not that tall. On a 750cc with a turbo, I'm on my tippy toes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that bike you had, I told him when you rode up on our first date, the motorcycle was so big. You could hold it up barely.
You think that's big? That's not my big bike.
Yeah, I know. So he showed up on his suit, and I'm like,
I have a 650cc, and that's a big bike. But no, I had a 750cc with a turbo, and I was on my tippy toes. And what that means is, if I had a date, I can't put her on the back because there's a chance I'm going to slip in a red light.
I believe that. That's exactly. I said this fool's going to fall over with this motorcycle on our first. I thought for sure that bike was going over.
Oh no!
It was still big.
I've had that bike way years.
It just looked that way, George. It just really looked like one puff of wind.
It's a custom bike with chrome and everything. It's even has an air horn. Yes, it had an air horn. It was really loud. He ended up
selling that before we left.
Yeah,
so, yeah, 100%. You got that right, George and Heidi. She didn't steer him right. She should have guided him and never even protected him.
She should have. Yeah. That's my issue with this situation again. If your Filipino does not steer you, does not give you, just says yes, 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 you're driving to a cliff.
Yeah, and the fact that that happened with the family, she probably did pure silence on that. She probably didn't side with the family, or in other words, she could have done more possibly, but I don't have the full story on how much she defended him and stuff. And I doubt it. Probably won't hear from George about that, talking about our little bicker earlier. No, he's actually not. You think it's all me. That's what I was saying earlier. No. If anything, I'll get the tampo for the next week. I can promise you, based on me, which nothing happened, that I'm the one that'll be in trouble. So, which really sucks.
Philippine prepping. Yes, I'm aware that a TMX is a motorcycle. It's not about the engine size. It's the build. And I even said that earlier. Has nothing to do with the engine size. A TMX is a motorcycle the way it's designed. It's kind of like the same way that you got. Okay, here's an example. You guys know what a slingshot is? You know, that three-wheeled vehicle? It's not a car. I don't care what you call it. It's not a car. It's a motorcycle. You know why? It's how it's built and designed.
Nope. Yeah, that's the one.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
That's somebody else. Huh,
I thought that's the one you read out earlier, but yeah.
Oh.
No. Certain words are being held.
Tax bill.
Yeah.
Hey, Victoria, how you doing?
Yeah. Hopefully he does after all of that. It would just be crazy. And I don't know. I would just hang in the U.S. if he's got money and a job and his house is set up there and he's not about dating and he's still married. And I would just be done with Asia for a little bit and just sit down. And he's had medical issues. He just mentioned he had some stuff done while he was there. So as healthy as he claims he is, I thought he said he had something prostate and there's some stuff going on medically too. So who here knows of or remembers reading Rainbow, right?
Reading Rainbow.
Right.
Yeah. Of course. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
You have the Reading Rainbow, Magic School Bus. You have New Zoo School Review. That's a handful. Mouthful. But anyway.
Yeah. All right. Was there anything else?
Michigan Girl. Oh, I see what you mean. It's not that the issue is again. I'm not picking at him, and he can do whatever he wants. What I'm saying is, if he stays in Michigan, even if he has money, he won't. Well, actually, she's not young either.
I don't think she's younger than him for sure.
No,
I want
she's
to
younger than
36,
him, but
48, somewhere. I don't know how old she is.
I mean, Caucasians probably are not his type. I'm just saying, or African Americans. But I'm saying Americans are probably not his type.
Hey Mark, I said it because you can. Oh, I did. Jim is a big baby who makes terrible decisions. Yeah, the fact that some of the words are coming out of his mouth, I can tell he's some sort of nut, or he's a big baby, or a bitch ass baby, something. Because that's all he's done is bitched about her. But now that I found out that he's part of the reason of destroying that bike, I believe it. The man probably had issues when he showed up. I'm not going to hide that. George might go around the bush a few times. A punk ass bitch, probably, but I can smell one like that a mile away, literally. So, I mean, why you think I'm with old innocent George here that's quiet all the time? And his brother.
Well, in that store of his, again, I'm not ripping his store apart because actually, I think they did a great job on it.
But he overdid it for being out in the middle of nowhere. The fact that he went that far out when a regular sorry stores probably barely make that. I think it closed up within a few months. He said 3 months, 4 months.
Well, that's over investment.
He did it the way he wanted to be served, not the public.
No,
a lot of people overdo that with the businesses.
No, that's what I mean. It's
when they're building house, it's the concepts of the things they want.
But remember, you have
not
to be
what
practical.
The people are wanting. He wasn't practical about any of that. Yeah. Yeah, you never put the tattoo of the woman on. That's you could put your kids on there, someone who passes away. Just,
kids or somebody who's deceased because they're not gonna get alive. And then,
they were both trying to prove something. He says that she doesn't deserve to have his name on her because of the things she says. And he says he's got the tattoo. I guess he thinks it proves he's not cheating, like George said. This is a photo of my mom when she was young. That's all he's got to say.
I don't have any
all over.
tattoos on me, but I tell you what, the women who had my name on them, guess what?
I'm not aware.
What I'm saying is I'm with Heidi right now.
It's
Point
not.
Is tattoos are forever.
You just won't get it. No, you just won't get one. First off, you said it's because your mother, and then you just won't get one. Tattoos are forever. Ain't gotten that. You said it was your family is the reason.
Well, there's a lot of reasons why.
The deposit, as I'm to understand on multiple articles, is not just a B1, B2. That's business. They said that it's tourist visas. You need to go relook that up or go watch all the news. It is not only for business. It doesn't make any sense because I thought the B1, B2 are business.
They're business, yeah.
Correct. Them already require certain things, and no, it's not. Yeah. It'll be determined, but up to 15,000, and they're saying that they're still putting that all together, but it's just not B1, B2.
Yeah, the problem I have with that is they're well right now it's
and
still
the $400 fee.
It's
not just business
in the air right now.
And it is still up in the air.
Yeah,
but it wasn't only for the business people. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna wrap this up, guys. George got to eat. I didn't. I had coffee. So yeah, there's a lot of comments you went through. Oh, thank you, JC. You didn't tell me that people. That's why you go from the bottom, and not the. There's a ton of comments. I'm nowhere getting near them. Thank you for gifting the memberships. Appreciate that, JC. You should have been able to see that.
No, it happened 5 minutes ago.
Oh, did it? I can't see a time frame.
Yeah.
Actually about 12 minutes ago. Hey, what's going on?
Magic School Bus. Yeah, I was thinking about that one too.
Hey, Thera, what's going on? I already live in the province and enjoy it when I travel to the Philippines, but don't mind taking an Airbnb in the city every now and then. Yeah, that's not all bad. It just depends on where you're at, what you're dealing with, and yeah.
If Jim stays in the USA, what about his wife in the Philippines? He's legally married. So you can't do that again legally. Well, first off, legally, no, you can't. But can he? Yes, because there's a big disconnect between the U.S. and the Philippines.
He can file for a divorce in the United States.
According to his words, he's never going to marry again. Just saying.
He can file for divorce. Americans and foreigners, I can speak upon America, they can file for divorce in the United States. It's her that would need to get a copy and wait months for it to be filed through the Philippines. So, but he may just never do it and just stay married. I think they like to go back and forth. But thank you everybody for being here. We're going to wrap this up, and thank you. And there's a lot to learn from this. If you guys are just coming in on the end, watch it from the beginning, but a bunch going on this. I'm wrapping up what's happened with this couple, and now, even as of yesterday, he just put out another video the same morning that we put out our live stream. Not saying it's connected, but he's saying even harder than ever, he's never coming back. And he's been out of the country. He came back after the incident of the fight. He started the business, the house, everything went south for this guy. And he kept doing it and kept holding on and kept wishing and hoping, and it just did not come around. And now she's full-time accusing him of cheating, and he's just not going to deal. It might just be his way out of the marriage, but it sounds like he had issues. So don't do what Jim did, guys. Watch the entire video. Go watch his stuff. Say goodbye, George, and maybe you'll see him on Saturday. Usually Saturday I do the live stream, so it'll probably just be me on the Saturdays and stuff. But all right, guys, see you in a few days.
See you guys. Right before we say goodbye, today number 1 on the list is Bad Boy. Number 2 on the list.
Are you talking about the comic? You have to tell them what that is.
Second Wind.
Commoners
and number 3
today
is Robert Goodsman. And of course, running up would be Anton, and then Patriotism for Life.
I think these are updated per hour because some people in the beginning make a lot of comments.
Yeah.
Because Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs made a lot of comments and he's not in there. So I don't think it's I think it's up to date. I think it updates within the hour. And thank you for all the support for the channel and the memberships and everything, guys.
Don't subscribe. Don't hit the like button. Hit the dislike button.
Jose, Mark.
Yeah, do that.
All right, now.